This young boy was shunned by all the villagers around him, mistreated by his own siblings, and even his parents saw him as a cursed child, all because Esto possessed the special ability to read thoughts of humans and animals. Esto only wanted to live a quiet life, but just because the most beautiful girl in the village was friendly to him, Esto was framed for theft by a villager who had a secret crush on her. No one believed him. In despair, he finally left the village that only brought him misery. And on the road, Esto hitched a ride with a caravan of guards and met the guard captain, Lena. As the caravan was moving, the horses suddenly stopped for no clear reason. No matter how much the driver whipped them, they stood still and refused to move. Hearing that Esto could read the thoughts of animals, Lena asked the kid, "You handle this for me? What a nice way to ask. There's a lot more I could say about you." Relying on his ability, Esto discovered the horses were terrified. They had sensed something up ahead. There was an extremely dangerous creature. If the caravan dared to enter its territory, everyone would die. Esto immediately told Lena about this. Lena also recalled a large creature only found on snowy mountains, the white-furred ape. To continue their journey, Lena assembled a monster hunting party, even dragging Esto along in case they needed a translator. According to the horses, the creature they sensed was far more terrifying than a white-furred ape. The group entered the forest, the last of the sunlight faded, and darkness enveloped everything. A member of the group used his magic to light a fire to see the way. A sudden gust of wind put Esto on high alert. In the darkness, he faintly heard the monster's thoughts. "Foolish humans, I will devour all of you." To understand the emotions of a creature without touching it, that creature must possess an incredibly strong will. If Esto could sense its killing intent from a great distance, it meant the creature was even more dangerous. Esto immediately warned everyone, "We have to go back," but Lena disagreed because this was the only passable route and the caravan had to get through. Lena asked, "Are there any other monsters besides this one?" Esto said, "There's only one, but it's extremely dangerous." Just then, everyone suddenly stopped and drew their weapons in unison. Out of nowhere, a giant monster had appeared before them. It was a colossal monster. This was the first time the group had ever seen a white-furred ape this large. Facing the monster, everyone calmly formed a battle formation. Lena, the top lane fighter, charged straight in to trade a few basic blows with the monster. The mid laner and the ADC stayed in the back, constantly spamming skills to support him. While it was distracted, the monster was hit by an archer's arrow in its palm, and it let out a furious roar that shook the entire forest. The archer was terrified by this roar, causing his limbs to tremble and his face to turn pale. Seizing the opportunity, the monster swung its arm and sent him flying. Just as its sharp claws were about to end the archer's life, Esto suddenly ran and stood in front of him, then said to the monster, "Stop." Unexpectedly, after hearing his words, it calmed down, no longer as ferocious as before. Seeing this, Lena took advantage of the monster's stillness and quickly snuck behind it. "I told you to watch your distance." With that, Lena swung his dual blades with great force into the monster's back, making it roar in pain. Pressing their advantage, the other teammates also unleashed their full firepower on it. Finally, the injured monster had to flee into the forest. "It's getting away. Quick, after it. We have to finish it off." While everyone was hunting the monster, only Esto couldn't calm down after what had just happened. At that moment, the beast had understood him. Even if it was just for a brief moment, the beast had paused, and he felt that this monster wasn't as savage as the rumors claimed. What if everyone was wrong about it? Then, Esto heard the monster's inner voice. "Mother, I'm scared. Mother, it's so scary." Indeed, just as Esto suspected, he had to stop everyone and save the monster before it was too late. Following its footprints in the snow, Esto found a stone cave. The area was quiet. The warrior party probably hadn't found this cave yet. He breathed a sigh of relief, thankful that he had arrived in time. Esto slowly entered the cave, which grew darker the deeper he went. As he walked, he instinctively brought his hand to his nose, because a strong, metallic smell of blood suddenly wafted from ahead. Continuing deeper inside, after a moment, Esto could finally see the white back of the monster, sitting alone in the cave. He didn't understand why its back gave off such a sense of loneliness and desolation. And then, he saw the memories of the white-furred ape. On a cold evening, with snow blanketing the forest, a family of white-furred apes was out foraging for food. The pack leader suddenly stopped, as if it had scented something. Lying on the cold snow was a girl who had fainted from hunger. The ape family not only didn't harm the girl, but also carried her back to their cave to warm her up. When she first woke up, the girl was terrified to see the ferocious creatures from the rumors before her. However, after a while of interacting with them, she discovered they were actually incredibly gentle, even sharing their scarce food with her during the winter. Gradually, the girl grew close to the apes, and they came to see her as a member of their family. "Because our darling is as beautiful as white snow, your name will be Nura." However, this happy life didn't last long. One day, a group of hunters armed with guns found the cave's location. The girl, in a desperate attempt to protect the apes, was murdered by them. The young ape, Nezu, witnessed everything while hiding behind a rock. From that day on, he grew to despise humans. Nezu was the very same ape now standing before Esto. It was because of humans that his happy family was gone. Seeing Esto, Nezu unconsciously called out, "Mother." He replied to it, "I am not your mother." Nezu asked with some curiosity, "Then who are you?" "My name is Esto." Right now, Nezu looked as gentle and innocent as a child. "Are you here to capture me too, Esto?" "No." "Then why did you come here?" "I don't really know myself. I just felt that I needed to be here." "Humans. They murdered my family. They're all human, yet they heartlessly killed Mother, one of their own kind. I just don't understand why." "I know, it was probably for money." "What is money?" Esto explained it's a human concept. They can use it to do anything. "If this thing called money exists, then can I see my mother and family again?" "No, that's impossible." "Then can I get revenge?" "That is possible." "So money can get revenge, but it can't bring my family back?" After that, Nezu suddenly broke down, crying loudly as if to release all his pent-up sorrow, all the resentment that had been building up inside me for so long. I was truly furious. I even thought about slaughtering them all, but when Esto appeared, I realized there was nothing left to worry about anymore. If revenge is something I can achieve with human money, then I don't think I need it, because otherwise, how would I be any different from that despicable filth? That's enough. I want to rest. Goodbye, Esto. After that, he left the cave, and just as he stepped outside, a bag suddenly fell on him. The one who had just thrown the bag at Esto was a black cat named Suki, whom he had helped before. "I'm glad you're okay, Suki. I'm not so weak that I'd get hurt by some punk. You want me to carry you?" "Hell no, not a chance. Talk about a typical sassy black cat." "Where are you going, Suki?" "To the car. Where else?" "Then what about Nezu?" "Just leave it. Who cares?" "But it's injured. If someone finds it, it'll die." "Even if you'll freeze to death by staying here? I think I should go back to the cave." "Suit yourself. You're really smart, yet you're willing to just abandon yourself." "What do you mean by that, Suki?" "You think that everyone will eventually abandon you anyway, so you don't expect anything from anyone." Esto didn't reply to the cat. He just silently took the bag and went back into the cave. Opening the bag, inside was a coat meant to keep him warm, and after putting it on, he rested his head on Nezu's soft fur and fell asleep before he knew it. Just then, the cat slowly walked up next to Esto. It turns out it hadn't left at all but had been secretly following him. "I definitely said that we should go back to the car, that we shouldn't abandon the children. If you get sick, it's your own damn fault, Esto." After saying that, a glow started to emanate from the cat. In the blink of an eye, Suki transformed into a huge black tiger. Even its eyes were two different colors, half yellow and half blue. It slowly lay down beside Esto, silently protecting him just like that. Seeing Esto sleeping soundly next to Nezu, Suki couldn't help but recall its own past. In a lightless underground research facility, Suki was treated as a test subject by humans. When the experiment failed, they wanted to dispose of it. After that, Suki destroyed the research facility and escaped with injuries all over its body. Suki thought that its life was over. In the darkness, a small, desperate kitten lay dying on the cold snow, waiting for the Grim Reaper to come. However, what found it wasn't death, but a warm embrace. It was a young boy whose eyes radiated kindness, holding Suki in his arms. Those were the purest eyes it had ever seen in its entire life. That boy was also the one who gave a failed, abandoned experiment like it the name Suki. The next morning, sunlight shone into the cave and Esto woke up. He thanked Suki for bringing him the warm coat, otherwise he would have caught a cold last night. Suki asked if Esto was hurt anywhere, and he said no. Afterwards, Suki transformed back into its black cat form. Seeing a new friend, Nezu ran over to get acquainted, not understanding how it was so huge yesterday but was now so small. Suki asked him how long he planned on keeping this monkey. "It's probably safe now. The wound on its back has also healed, and around here there hasn't been any activity for a while, so it seems like no one is chasing us anymore. It's time to say goodbye. Take care, Nezu." Just then, Nezu suddenly called out Esto's name, not in its thoughts, but as an actual sound that came from its mouth, completely freaking Suki out. "How the hell can this monkey speak human language? This is insane." Nezu spoke up again. "Can we go together?" Nezu wants to go too. Esto, still unsure, asked, "You really want to go? With me?" Nezu didn't answer but just reached out to pat his head. "I don't mind, but it will probably be very dangerous. I don't even have the strength to protect you anymore." "It's okay. Nezu will protect Esto. Nezu is super strong. There's no one else here anymore. And Nezu doesn't want to be alone again. I'm heading to a city where there are a lot of humans. Won't you just get angry and scared the moment you see them?" "I think I might get angry if I see the ones who murdered my family, but I don't care about other humans." Esto warned that someone might try to capture you, but Nezu remained cheerful. In that case, I'm allowed to get angry, right? In the end, Esto couldn't bear to leave Nezu alone, so he decided to take him along. That afternoon, Esto managed to reach the town of Galia before the Sunday set. Along the way, Nezu was very well behaved, so anyone looking would have thought he was just Esto's pet. But because this pet was quite large, Esto was stopped by two men in blue uniforms. Hey kid, don't you know that all medium-sized animals in this town must be leashed? That's a white-furred ape, isn't it? Isn't that a monster? You could get into some serious trouble. It looks like you are from the countryside, so you don't know any better. After that, they gave Esto an animal collar and told him to put it on Nezu's neck. Getting caught without a leash again will be illegal, remember that. Nezu was extremely understanding. Knowing Esto was in a tough spot, he took the initiative and told him to go ahead, that it was okay. Esto couldn't bear to see him like that and wanted to say something, but Nezu stopped him. It's fine. If I decide to break it, nothing can stop me, right? With no other choice, Esto had no option but to put the collar on Nezu. When you enter human territory, you have to follow their customs that way. You won't attract attention from others. We're only making an exception this time because you're new to the city. It seems. Your ape is quite intelligent. Take good care of him. Esto looked at Nezu with sorrowful eyes. I'm sorry for letting you be treated this way. Esto, you're just like my mother. She used to say that to me every day, that she was very sorry. At first, I was curious, so I asked her why she was sorry, but every time I asked, she would just remain silent. However, after hearing it so much that it became familiar, I finally understood. When my mother said she was sorry, what she really meant was I love you very much. On that day, the snow fell, making it very cold, but it couldn't chase away the warmth in Nezu's heart whenever he remembered his mother. The next day, Esto went all around town looking for a job to cover his living expenses. However, not a single place was willing to hire him. The first reason was because he was young and his body was frail. The second reason was Nezu. Even though he was very gentle in everyone else's eyes, he was still a white-furred ape. If you're looking for a job, you'd probably be better off going to the guild. They might have some jobs that are suitable for you. They also take on and complete requests, so you'll definitely find something you can do. Just head to the building in the center of town. I think the guild's name is Ignis. Following the address, Esto found the Ignis Guild, customer satisfaction guaranteed. Welcome to Ignis, the greatest guild with a completion rate of 99.9%. Just as Esto opened the door and stepped inside, an employee came out to greet him. Welcome, valued customer, to our Ignis Guild. For requests, please use the door on the right and take a number. I heard that you guys. Are you recruiting new members? Yes, we are, sir. Please go up the stairs on the left and fill out an application form. What if you can't read that? Don't worry, ma'am. I've learned how to read and write. After that, Esto greeted the receptionist and led New upstairs. Esto's curious demeanor as he looked around caught the attention of a man. Is he here to apply for a job at the guild? This kid is a total country bumpkin, and he even brought a pet with him. I came because I heard you guys are recruiting new members. That's right. Do you know what kind of work the guild usually does? I understand that you accept requests and resolve them. That's not wrong. My name is H, the manager of the Galaxia branch of the Digis Guild. After that, the manager invited Esto to sit down and talk. Normally, I would decide whether to interview you or not after reviewing your application, but lately, requests have been flooding in and we're short-staffed. At this point, I'm not afraid to pay for help. May I ask where you're from? It's a riverland. Is an entire river your hometown? Which river are you talking about? The Sebia River? What is your specialty? Taming animals? Something like that. Something like that? It's best not to use words like that to describe it. I need to know exactly what you're good at so I can assign you a suitable job. My specialty is that I can read the hearts of animals. Is this kid an ability user? But the ability to read the hearts of animals? I've never heard of such a thing. There are many ability users in this world. They create magic by using mana or connecting with elemental spirits. Some discover and utilize special laws, while others can heal wounds. There's only a small group of ability users in the world, and most of them are classified. But this strange ability he just mentioned doesn't fit into any of those categories. Not people, but animals? This is a bit strange. Forgive me, if I had known you were an ability user, I wouldn't have bothered with this kind of interview at all. Right now, he's like a hidden card. Depending on the draw, it could be a full house or end up as just a pair. Let's take a gamble. House number 3. Find the animal trader on the railway. He's a collector affiliated with a part of the guild, but it seems he recently acquired some rare species and is having trouble maintaining them. If you really have that ability, you might be able to solve his problem. If you succeed in this case, you will receive a sigil from the merchant. The sigil serves as proof of your success, so take it and come back here. House number 3 on the railway is over there. Esto said thanks. After Nezu showed him the way, Esto went to the address written on the paper. This house had two very ferocious dogs chained up in front of the door, but when faced with the pet behind Esto, they were completely terrified. The two dogs immediately prostrated themselves before him, trembling nonstop. New, however, still had an innocent look on its face. I didn't even do anything. You don't have to be afraid. I won't attack you, so don't worry. I'm here to see the master of this place. As he spoke, Esto petted the dogs' heads, which made them stop being afraid. Suddenly, a voice from behind asked, "Are you from the guild?" Esto turned around and saw a bald-headed man. "Yes, sir. I'm the one the guild sent here. I got those dogs because they're fighting dogs. They don't listen to anyone." "All right, if they're quiet, it means they've either gone crazy, or you really do have that weird ability. Follow me, kid." After that, the old man led Esto to his workplace, and the two of them stopped in front of some kind of creature's cage. "Look here. Do you know why this little brat keeps thrashing around like that? It's a rare species, very expensive and hard to find. It was fine when it first arrived, but this damn little thing won't even eat when I bring it food. It's driving me crazy." Esto silently read the old man's thoughts. Although he acted annoyed, he really just wanted to tell it, "Little one, please don't be sick anymore." This proved the old man was someone who truly cared for and loved animals. Esto started to crouch down to carefully examine the creature in the cage. "It's still just a baby. What are you talking about? If you don't discipline it from a young age, it'll attack people when it grows up. What kind of excuse am I supposed to make if the nobles complain about me selling a vicious beast? This little brat. This kid is not normal at all." The old man said it was in pain. But where exactly? Esto began to use his ability, communicating with the small creature. He suddenly felt a sharp pain in his chest, as if someone was squeezing it, and he fell backward. Seeing this, the old man asked worriedly, "Are you okay? Don't tell me you're in pain too?" "No, it's not me who's in pain. It's the pain of this Draki." "You said what? How is that possible?" At that moment, Esto was focusing on observing the Draki's memories. "Hey kid, did you freeze up or something? Damn it. Why'd you stop talking mid-sentence? That little one, its heart is currently melting." The old man didn't understand. "What does that mean? What kind of nonsense are you spouting?" Esto explained, "This species usually lives in extremely cold water. If you cover it with a layer of dry soil or sawdust, it won't be able to breathe and will wither to death." But the old man thought the Draki was a desert-dwelling monster, and that Esto was just talking nonsense. "I'm telling you, its heart of ice is melting. You little punk, stop being crazy. What kind of animal needs a frozen heart to live?" Even though he said that, when he saw his pet writhing in pain, he was extremely worried. Regardless of whether Esto was right or wrong, he had to give it a try. "Winter will be here soon. I'll create an environment just like the desert where you used to live." The old man sighed, cursed under his breath, "You little rascal," then threw a shovel at Esto. "What are you standing there gawking for? Hurry up and go outside to shovel some snow in here. Quick. How am I supposed to do it alone? You expect an old man like me to do it? I don't have any strength right now, so a strong young man like you should hurry up and shovel some snow in here. If you're too late, both you and this troublesome little Draki will be done for." After saying that, the old man took the Draki out of its cage and placed it in a water tank. Sure enough, after coming into contact with the cold water, it seemed much more comfortable. Seeing this, the old man was relieved. So that kid really wasn't lying to me. "But hey, you, what are you standing there looking at? Get a move on, or I'll knock you silly." The old man had a good heart, but he was a bit of a grouch. After that, Esto had to take the shovel and go outside to get snow. Once he got the snow, the old man told him to put it in the water tank. "Look at you, get more. What are you standing there like a log for? Do we still need more? Stop talking and just keep shoveling until I tell you to stop. Hurry, get a move on." A while later, when the water tank was filled with snow, the Draki no longer felt any pain. It was able to stand up and move around normally. The Draki was originally a proponet, an extremely rare species among them. There are even a few ice-type variants, so they aren't very well known. Seeing the Raki happy again, Esto breathed a sigh of relief. Shoveling snow all night was worth it after all. "This kid's already starting to relax. Do you think this is the time to rest? Follow me." It turned out the old man wanted Esto to look at the other animals. "This horse has a thorn stuck in its hoof, and this here is a predator. Its territorial instincts are very strong, so it's best to keep them separated." The old man was very satisfied with Esto's abilities. It turns out this kid really can understand animals. After a long night of hard work, it's time for your reward. Don't you go and lose it, kid. Esto watched the old man walk away, unable to stop himself from sweating. It turns out he had read the man's mind. "Esto, are you leaving? Please don't go. I'm begging you to stay." "That old man is so sly, he wants me to stay and be his workhorse?" At that moment, a cold wind blew by, causing Esto to shiver uncontrollably. He suddenly collapsed on the side of the road, making Nezu extremely worried. "Are you okay, Esto? Did you catch a cold?" Suki also quickly showed up to check on him. "What's wrong with you? You don't seem to be injured. Get up. You'll catch a cold if you sit out in the cold for too long. Esto gently raised his hand and patted Suki's head. Thank you, Suki. For what? Thanks for not avoiding a cursed person like me. You don't like being touched by me, do you? Of course, I hate being touched by humans, but when I patted your head just now, why didn't you flinch? You really still don't get it, do you, Esto? I'm telling you that you're different from those other humans. Do whatever you want. I won't avoid you. I'm off. Afterwards, Esto returned to the Ignis Guild, and the manager was very surprised. That notoriously difficult person not only paid the guild one, but a whole 2 gold coins. It seems this kid's ability to understand the minds of animals is the real deal. Welcome, Esto. From now on, you are an official member of the guild. I'll get you your guild uniform and identification badge. Remember to wear it when you go on missions. Wait a moment. Let me go get them from the back. A moment later, the manager returned with a brand new set of clothes. The 3rd floor and above of this building are all living quarters for guild members. The facilities aren't the greatest, but if you have nowhere else to go, feel free to check it out. Animals are allowed, so don't worry. Come down to the employment support department tomorrow morning. You can go and get some rest now. After completing the mission, the manager arranged a room for Esto at the guild. Dressed in his new uniform from the guild, he had transformed into a dashing, handsome young man. Even Nezu had to compliment him. Esto, you look so handsome. In that outfit, lying on the soft, warm bed, the immense comfort made him unconsciously reminisce about his former life. Compared to his past, he felt incredibly happy now. Nezu, are you asleep? Not yet. Do you have any regrets? Do you regret following me? You have to wear a chain, your freedom is restricted, and everyone stares at you. Not to mention the path ahead will be much more difficult. Esto assumed Nezu must regret it deeply. He decided he would release him back to the mountains tomorrow. But Nezu's next words filled him with a profound warmth. I have no regrets. I'm so glad I followed you, Esto. I'm also relieved that I'm not lonely anymore. Instead of hating humans, I can live while learning how to appreciate them. Nezu, thank you. During the time he was locked up in the attic, boss, I received an old dictionary from my brother and taught myself to read and write from it, but I couldn't understand everything. But now I think I finally understand. This is the true meaning of the link. The next day, as the first rays of sunlight streamed through the window, Esto's first official day of work at the guild began. Esto's new look made the manager almost fail to recognize him. Hey, new kid, you look pretty handsome in the guild uniform, don't you? Who's this? Is he new, branch manager? That's right, Rosali. His name is Esto, and he's the new member who joined us yesterday. But he won't be working for the employment support department, nor will he be in support, in magic or combat support. Didn't you say he was an ability user? So why isn't he in magic or combat? His ability is a bit special. We have to wait for a response from the higher-ups before we can decide. The manager asked Esto if he liked candy. Then, he held out a jar full of colorful candies in front of him, but he didn't know which color to choose, so he just picked one at random. So you know how to enjoy the little things, huh? Most people don't know what they taste like, but honestly, hard candy is the best. I knew I was right about you. Seeing that Esto had the same taste in candy as him, the manager rambled on non-stop, leaving him unsure of what to do. Only the girl named Rosalie understood her boss and was used to this scene. Don't mind him. Esto, he's always like that. Esto was also a bit curious about the candy in his hand, wondering if it tasted good enough for the manager to like it so much, so he popped the candy into his mouth to see what it tasted like, but it was more painful than delicious. Currently, we still don't know which department you'll be assigned to, so just help us out for now. Through the first door is our workspace. Inside was a spacious room where everyone was busy handling files and documents. Have you ever seen a black rubber band, Esto? I've been looking for one for a while but can't find it anywhere. I've never seen one. It would be great to have one now. And so the two continued to look at each other without saying a word, causing the atmosphere to fall silent. You dense kid. What I mean is, if you don't have anything to do, then go buy some for me. Take the guild seal, you just need to stamp the receipt. While you're at it, buy some unicorn feather pens too. Esto went out to ask where to buy the items and was given directions. They were sold in a shop near the square. When he arrived, the shopkeeper was busy looking for something up high. Excuse me, do you sell black rubber bands and unicorn feather pens here? Sorry, but you'll have to find them yourself. I'm very busy right now. After a while of searching, the girl finally found the item she wanted, which appeared to be a blue crystal ball. At that moment, the shopkeeper finally noticed Esto and asked what he wanted to buy. But then the girl suddenly saw Nezu and was terrified, screaming, "Monster!" She accidentally slipped from the ladder and fell, but Esto reacted quickly and managed to catch the girl before she got hurt. Afterward, he didn't forget to explain that his friend wasn't a monster, it was a white-furred monkey named Nezu. Seeing Esto's handsome face up close, the girl blushed with embarrassment. I'm sorry, I'm a little scared of animals. So it's your pet. It's Nezu, not a pet. Please call me by my name. Seeing that Esto didn't seem fierce, the girl calmed down and introduced herself. Her name was Sally. Esto told Sally, I'd like to buy a set of black rubber bands and a unicorn feather pen. A moment later, she got him the items. Here you are, sir. Just then, Sally froze, remembering that she had dropped her magic orb when she fell down the stairs. She frantically searched for it everywhere until Esto pointed it out. You just dropped it over there. Phew, she found it. Thank you for your purchase. With his shopping done, he was about to leave when Sally stopped him and asked for his name. He told her his name was Esto. Well then, Esto, would you mind trying this before you go? What is it? This is a new product that I risked a lot to acquire. It's a magic orb that can read hearts. They say you can see the color of a person's emotions. Doesn't that sound romantic? I don't need it. What? But why? Because no one would. Want to read something like another person's heart. An ability like reading thoughts, memories, or emotions is the most useless power in the world. The next day, his superior decided to assign Esto to the special support department. His manager handed him a piece of paper and said, Read this. It was a commission from a 10-year-old girl. My puppy won't. Listen to me. Please help him become a good dog. The special support department takes on requests that don't require combat experience. The clients are mostly high-ranking nobles, and the commission requests can be a bit odd, but we just deal with it. As long as there's money, we'll do the job. These kinds of requests are mostly graded on client satisfaction. If Esto receives a shujal, it's considered a success, but if they cancel the request or ask for a different member, then it's a failure. The manager warned that if Esto were to displease the nobility, his future life could be ruined, so he must be careful. Don't be fooled just because she's a child. A young noble is still a noble. You must serve that little girl with all your heart. Good luck. Esto hoped the commission would be a success, resulting in a well-behaved, obedient puppy. As was his custom, before starting a mission, Esto would pick a piece of candy from a jar. He popped it into his mouth and chewed, thinking to himself, still the same flavor as yesterday. Afterwards, Esto arrived at the mansion of the noble Fabian family. He told the two guards at the gate that he was there for the commission sent to the guild. After confirming his identity, they allowed him to enter. As soon as he stepped into the mansion, Esto heard the sound of non-stop barking. Compared to the two fighting dogs from before, it wasn't as loud, but in terms of sheer attitude, it was even worse. Anyone who's ever raised one of those small lap dogs probably knows how aggressive they can be. They're ill-tempered and even bite their owners. Another one? Get lost, you human. Just then, a little girl ran out from the house, calling the dog's name Haru. She was Haru's owner. But Haru showed no respect even for its own master. Whenever the little girl tried to get close or touch it, she was met with a growl that drove her away. Esto stepped forward and introduced himself as someone from the Ignis Guild, explaining he was here to handle the dog that wouldn't listen to its owner. I thought some grumpy old man would show up, so a scrawny guy like you works at the guild too. How old are you? I'm 17 this year. Seeing that Esto was staying and not leaving, the dog immediately started growling threateningly, trying to chase him away. But no matter how fierce a dog is, when faced with a white-furred monkey like Nezu, it has to back down, or it'll get beaten to a pulp. The young noble girl's attention then shifted to Nezu. This was the first time she had ever seen a white-furred monkey up this close. Moreover, Nezu was very gentle, not at all ferocious like the white-furred monkeys from the rumors. The little monkey was so incredibly cute, she wanted to catch one to keep as a pet too. I am Saralyn, and people usually call me Sarah. My lady, that's dangerous. White-furred monkeys are the most monstrous of beasts. You shouldn't get close to it. You should only watch from a distance. All right, fine, I'll watch from a distance then. That's our beautiful and kind young lady for you. After that, she turned back to Esto. I heard you can read the hearts of animals. Please find out why my Hiru is so hostile towards others. By now, the dog named Hiru was being suppressed by Nezu's aura and no longer dared to bark at our protagonist. Seeing this, Esto told Nezu to step back for a moment to let Hiru feel more at ease. Then he slowly sat down in front of Hiru. This time, it was no longer suppressed by the white-furred monkey's aura, but strangely, the dog didn't bark at him at all. The two of them calmly looked straight into each other's eyes. This was the first time anyone had seen Hiru so quiet. Esto took off his glove and slowly held his hand out in front of Hiru, saying to it, I'm not going to hurt you. As if sensing that Esto meant no harm, Hiru slowly came closer and nuzzled its head against his hand. When Esto made direct contact with Hiru's body, he saw its memories inside a dark and musty room. Hiru and its mother were locked inside a cage. When Hiru's mother became too weak and could no longer birth puppies to be sold to the wealthy nobility, she was discarded by the humans like trash. Back then, Hiru could only watch helplessly as it all happened. Mom, where are you going? Please don't leave me behind. It seems the small breeds are the current trend among the nobility. It has to be really small to sell for a high price. We just need to feed it enough to keep it from starving. Isn't that Lord Visk Fabian? Please wait just a moment. I'll wash it quickly and bring it right over to you. Mom, I'm so scared. Save me. This world is so cold and terrifying. The humans took my mother away. They're the ones who caused me this suffering. Saralyn, happy birthday, my dear daughter. This is your birthday present. Make sure you raise it well. Thank you, Father. The more I look at Hiru, the cuter it gets. You're absolutely adorable. That hurts. Hiru, you immediately get out of here. Please don't. Father, I'll take good care of it. Hiru is my puppy. What kind of dog bites its own master? How do you intend to raise such a stupid and vicious thing? Send a request to the guild, and if even they can't discipline it, then I will throw it out. That was the entirety of Hiru's memories that Esto saw. Saralyn asked him, so how is it? Is there something it doesn't like? Everything. Hiru is afraid of all the love you give it. This little one believes that it has never truly received love because it thinks that one day humans will treat it the same way they treated its mother. Hearing those words, Saralyn unconsciously bit her lip, her hand tightening its grip on the hem of her dress. But why? I'm the one who loves Hiru the most. If I had the ability to read hearts, I would treat it even better. Esto replied that just reading its heart isn't everything. Hiru's mother was killed by humans and it was forced to starve to increase its value. Have you ever thought about how to soothe its fear? If Hiru was really dead? That's right, it was too old and frail to have any more puppies, so it was discarded by humans, considered a throwaway. Saralyn couldn't bear the heartache, and tears began to fall. I didn't know anything at all. What was I supposed to do? When I didn't know? Miss, please don't cry. You mustn't lose your elegance. I only meant well. I just wanted what was best for Hiru. At that moment, Esto began using his power, allowing Saralyn and her pet dog, Hiru, to share their thoughts for a brief moment. Saralyn was surprised to discover she could understand what Hiru was trying to say. Sarah, honestly, it's a little confusing, but you love me a lot, right? You've never hit me or hated me at all. After that, Hiru proactively nuzzled its head against Saralyn's leg, and she asked, Hiru, may I hold you? Of course, as long as you don't lift me up too quickly. Saralyn held Hiru in her arms, gently stroking her pet's head, which it found very soothing. So after all this time, Hiru had finally accepted Saralyn as its master. The maid was also happy for her young lady because her wish had been granted. The Ignis Guild is truly amazing. Thank you, Esto. Even though I made the request, I had no idea this kind of ability even existed. All this time, I didn't know anything about Hiru at all. I was so wrong, even though Hiru kept telling me, you're not at fault, Miss Saralyn. The ones who sold Hiru are the ones in the wrong. Hiru only misunderstood your intentions because it was completely different from anything it had ever experienced. After fulfilling the request of the 10-year-old noble girl, Esto received his payment of 1 sug. Just as he was about to bid everyone farewell and return to the guild, Saralyn's father appeared. It's not that I was intentionally spying on you. I just happened to be returning home myself. But when I reached the garden fence, I heard Saralyn crying. Father, I wasn't crying that loudly, was I? Even my brother could hear me, right, Jeremy? That's right, Father. My sister's voice is indeed very loud. What are you two talking about? Anyway, we have a guest. Right, you must be the member sent from Ignis? Yes, sir. I am Esto from the Special Support Division of Ignis. From what I've observed, your ability is used to handle situations that are quite unusual. What exactly is this power of yours? It is the ability to read the hearts of animals, sir. Upon hearing this, Saralyn's father's tone suddenly changed. Esto, how shameless. Do you not know what happens when a commoner like you dares to tell a lie in front of a nobleman? I'm quite interested to see exactly how you define what an animal is. Is it based on intellect or soul? What about beast hybrids? If you cannot answer that, then your true ability is nothing more than simple mind reading. At that moment, Esto heard the inner voice of Saralyn's brother. No way. If he can really read other people's hearts, then he's a monster. Reading the hearts of others? What an interesting ability. I have met many ability users and heard countless stories, but I've never seen anyone as special as you. A special ability, just like the name implies. Do you understand what I'm saying? In this world, there's only one job that you can do. I will be sending a request to the guild shortly. Having said that, Saralyn's father walked into the house, leaving Esto out in the main hall. Saralyn approached him to talk. So your name is Esto? I'm letting you go without even knowing your name, but thank you anyway. I will call for you again next time, Sa's brother. He suddenly asked Esto, does your ability have any limits? I can't read everything. I won't read your mind, sir. So please do not worry. Are you sure? Aren't you just saying that and will read everything anyway? If you are done here, then go home. I said get out of our house now. He is our guest. What are you doing? Esto helped me in Hero. That guy is dangerous. Listen to me, Sarah. No, I hate you. After that, Esto left the Fabian family mansion. He looked up at the sky, his gaze lost in the indefinite distance. No matter where he went, he would still be seen as a monster by everyone. Esto, humans are truly strange. Nezu is very happy that Esto can read my heart. Esto knew my thoughts without Nezu having to say them out loud. That is also why they hate you, because humans do not want their thoughts to be seen. I think that is why humans are so strange, but Esto is not a scary person. To Nezu, you are much kinder than other people and you have a kind heart too. The scary thing is not Esto, but the thoughts that other people are hiding. Esto reached out and patted Nezu's head. No matter if anyone gets angry or is afraid of me, or if they think I am a monster, I do not mind. Compared to being locked alone in the attic for many years, walking together like this makes me feel like I am alive again. The guild manager showered Esto with praise for completing the assigned mission flawlessly. I knew you would do a great job. It seems that before, you had already caught the Lord's attention. Huh. Congratulations, nobles usually like special things, right? Since Esto has a special ability, it was predictable, but this was even faster than I thought. A special support request came to the guild. Ignis, the Jefferson company with the largest share of the city's gem trade, had closed for some reason, causing the jewelry businesses to face difficulties. Find the company owner Thompson to investigate the reason. For completing the first request, Mujal was paid, and if the second request is also completed, the reward will be 3. Sug, Nezu, let's go. Oh hey, Esto, be sure to stay safe. You should come back early, and if it is convenient on your way back, buy some more melon bread. Which way do we go? Esto, we just need to follow the main road on the map from the guild to the southernmost point. Is that so? It would probably take a whole hour to walk. How about Nezu carries you, Esto? Nezu runs much faster than you. If you walk for too long, Esto will get tired. That is not necessary. I am still fine. I thought I could finally help Esto a little bit, but as expected, I am not good enough. All right then, I am counting on you, Nezu. See, Esto. Nezu is incredibly fast. Thank you. That was a truly wonderful run. After arriving, Esto knocked on the door asking if anyone was inside, but no one answered. What do we do, Esto? According to the information we received, the company owner lives in this building. Even though the business has closed down, he would not leave since this is his home. So is that person inside? I am not so sure. Maybe he just stepped out. Esto then sat down, leaning against the door to wait for the person he was looking for to return. Nezu asked him, "Are you going to keep waiting when it is this cold?" He said he was fine. Very quickly, evening came, and outside, and it got colder and colder. At this point, the person inside the house could not stand it anymore and had to come out to talk to Esto. Hey, you there. What's wrong with you? Are you out of your mind? I thought the cold weather would discourage you and make you go home. Are you Thompson, the owner of the Jefferson Company? What does it matter who I am? You were sent here by those nobles, weren't you? I'm not doing any business, so go home. This is the first time I've seen someone as stubborn as you. I'm just asking, but you're not trying to commit suicide, are you? Has my house become an ideal spot for suicide now? There's a bridge 2 blocks away, they say. The river water there is warm, so go do it there. That's not it. If not, then why are you sitting outside someone else's house? Get lost. While the two were arguing, Esto touched the man's hand and accidentally read his memories. Thompson had a beautiful wife named Tin. Thompson fell in love at first sight, so her accepting his proposal was like a dream. However, life after marriage was just long days of suffering waiting for Tin. Their firstborn child passed away right before their first birthday, and the same happened to the second and third. It was a cycle of extremely stressful pregnancies and miscarriages that caused her to fall into depression. She wouldn't even look at the baby, not even on its first birthday. And then, cracks began to form between the couple. In the end, Thompson decided to close his company. He dedicated all his time to focusing on caring for his young daughter. Back in reality, Esto told Thompson, "If your wife doesn't want to talk, then try ignoring her. If someone doesn't want to face the truth, they won't listen no matter how much you force them." Thompson suddenly grabbed Esto by the collar, threw him inside the house, and slammed the door shut. "What are you? How do you know about my wife?" Esto calmly replied, I'm from the Ignis Guild. Those damn nobles wasn't digging into my private life enough that they had to send a request to the guild too? But this guy looks incredibly weak just by looking at him. Is this the worst member they have? Just a bunch of fools blinded by greed for gemstones. Forgive me for being rude. I am the owner of the Jefferson Company. What request has brought you here? It is a request for help so that you can reopen your business again. The Lord is quite impatient, isn't he? Esto, right? Come inside and we'll talk. No. My name is Esto. Please have a drink as my apology. What would you like? Young people like you usually enjoy sweet things like tequila with fruit, right? Hey kid, you seem a bit clueless, don't you? In times like these, If you have a drink and get a read on the other person's mood, maybe then your little request might actually succeed. To make this mission a success, don't you need to have a good relationship with me? Your mentioning my wife was also quite a surprise. Prying into someone else's private life isn't a good look. You have to consider the circumstances when you talk about other people. I apologize. It's true that I was a bit forward when I spoke about your wife. To be blunt, you're too naive and childish. Why would the guild send someone like this here? In any case, I have no intention of reopening the business anytime soon. You seem quite calm. Aren't you going to ask me why? Then why are you considering not reopening the business? Just as I thought, this kid isn't even interested. I really love my wife and my daughter. Even if the entire world made me an offer, I would never trade them for anything. But since last year, no, it's been a few years now, my wife's condition hasn't been very good. Ever since we lost our first child, I stopped seeing a smile on her face. She became more withdrawn, and finally, after she gave birth to Leah, she wouldn't even leave her room anymore. And one time I tried to force her to go outside, she reacted violently, even biting her own tongue. Fortunately, she was unharmed. My wife would rather die than have to see our daughter. After saying this, Thompson slumped down, burying his face in his hands and sobbing uncontrollably. At that moment, Esto thought, this can't be. My ability was activated. Without me even knowing it, Thompson continued, I only calmed down a little after putting Leah to bed, but I guess this story has dragged on longer than expected. In any case, I'm sorry for causing your mission to fail, but at least for this year, I have no intention of reopening. You should tell them to find a supply from other companies. What if I told you that your wife's condition could improve? Would you reopen the company? If that's the case, then I might be able to help you. I can make your wife come out of her room. What on earth? Make her leave. Her room? How do you plan to do that? Esto didn't answer and instead touched Thompson's forehead with his finger, and Thompson immediately heard. As a voice resound in his mind, please do not be afraid. These are the thoughts of Nezu. I implore you, Esto is not a bad person. After snapping out of it, he was terrified. There was just a voice in my head. Esto revealed that this was his special ability. In the end, Thompson decided to let him meet his wife. Esto was led to a tightly shut room on the second floor. Thompson knocked gently on the door. It's me, my love. We have a visitor. The room inside remained silent, with no sound in response. Seeing this, Thompson had no choice but to open the door and go in himself. Inside, the room was a woman with her hair down, sitting alone on a chair. Her eyes were completely vacant, showing not a single trace of emotion. Esto slowly placed his hand on the woman's head. Then he focused his mind and slowly closed his eyes. This woman's inner world is excessively quiet. Do I need to push in a bit harder? If so, how much harder? I've never had to adjust my power like this before. This must be the first time I'm using it willingly. At that moment, on top of the woman's head, a vortex of dark energy suddenly appeared, then spread throughout the room, forcing Thompson to cover his eyes. When he came to his senses, they had all appeared in a forest. Esto quickly noticed that behind them was a house. A woman stepped out of the house. It's so hot, and I have to go work in the fields in this weather. I really want to take a break today. Thompson immediately recognized the woman as Tin, his wife. She was still normal, just like she used to be. How is this possible? Though it wasn't my intention, this is clearly your wife's memory. Tin was the daughter of a poor farmer. Her mother passed away before she could even form memories. After she grew a little older, her father followed her as well. She was left with only her two younger siblings to take care of. From a very young age, Tin worked hard every day to earn money to raise her two siblings. In the mornings, she would wake up very early to tend the vegetable garden, and in the evenings, she was busy with side jobs at home. Her two siblings were also very well behaved and understanding, and seeing their older sister working so hard every day, they would proactively share the burden with her, helping out around the house. Whenever she saw her siblings' smiles, Tin no longer felt tired. Then one day, Tin fell for a gentle, kind-hearted young man in village, and that boy also had feelings for her. However, poverty was like a swamp that swallowed their happiness. This much money isn't enough for both food and medicine for the children, even though I've already taken on more work. Big sis, I heard Don propose to you. Did Don tell you? Your sister can't get married yet. Do you know that I've rejected him 3 times already? Actually, we've decided to break up. I have no intention of marrying him. I need to let him know this as soon as possible. Later, Tin happened to meet Thompson when he fell on the street. Tin abandoned her work to take Thompson to the hospital. From their very first meeting, he developed feelings for this kind girl, and eventually the two fell in love and Tin accepted Thompson's proposal. A few days before the wedding, Don suddenly showed up to talk to Tin. I heard you're getting married. If you're planning to leave me, I will end my own life right here. Don wasn't lying. In his hand was a vial of poison. Tin urged Don to calm down, but he wouldn't listen. I can't imagine a life without you. Tin, Please come back to me. But Tin was now in love with Thompson, so she couldn't agree. Do whatever you want, whether you die or not. It has nothing to do with me. We broke up a long time ago. How could you say that? If you're finished, then I'm leaving. I hope you meet a good woman and live a happy life. Goodbye, Doan. But what Tin didn't expect was that after hearing her words, he actually drank the poison and ended his own life. I had no idea another man was in love with Tin, and it seems she didn't want her husband to know because she felt as if she were cursed by Doan. In any case, was the reason she married me in the end just for money. That might be true. She rejected a poor farmer for a man who could gift her luxurious jewels. But if that was truly the reason, would you change your decision? If your wife's decision was influenced by money and poverty, if she coveted your possessions, would she still be one of the two most precious people in the world you told me about? No, Tin is still the person I cherish the most. So what has changed? Nothing has changed. Tin is still my precious wife. The truth is that she is trapped in these memories. I'm angry because she gave up her own chance at happiness. Tin can't feel anything anymore, not even if her own daughter dies. Please, just hold our daughter at least one time. It's not that she feels nothing. The truth is she is in immense pain. Your wife believes that every child she has lost is the price for her sins. Thompson finally understood then that all this time, his wife had been blaming herself for the deaths of their children. He told his wife, "It's not your fault. Leah, our daughter isn't dead. She's alive, and in the future, she will be very healthy. She's waiting for you. Please stop blaming yourself and come back to us. There's no reason for you to hurt yourself. If there's any pain, let's get through it together, because we are a family." In that moment, the glass barrier separating them shattered. Tin regained consciousness and recognized her husband. Thompson was overjoyed to see this. He had waited so long for this moment. Now, she could hold her daughter. "Mommy is sorry, Leah. I'm sorry I wasn't here with you. The baby is hungry. I can tell as soon as I hear her cry. You must be hungry too, right? We have chicken soup. Thank you for helping with Esto." After he overworked himself and endured the cold for a long time, causing him to faint, the Thompsons immediately took him to a doctor for a checkup. The doctor asked, "Is this young man by any chance an ability user?" Thompson said, "That's right. He became like this right after using his ability." "Then the problem lies with his ability. This is beyond my expertise. Then where should we go?" "In Gallia, there isn't a single apothecary that can treat ability users. Perhaps this happened because he has never lost control of his ability before. Usually, a good rest is sufficient, so just try waiting a few days and see. Depending on the situation, you should request assistance from the relevant guild." At that moment, the couple suddenly noticed Nezu sitting by the bed, worrying about Esto. It turned out that earlier, Nezu had spoken in front of them. "Esto looks like he's in a lot of pain." Thompson told it that their daughter was still at home, so they had to return first. He said he would cover all the costs and that they should come find him if they needed any help. As for the request to reopen the business, Esto was the benefactor who had healed his wife, so Thompson decided to agree to this request. Everyone had left, leaving only Esto and Nezu in the room. "Esto, the person you helped is back to normal. The request was also a success. You did it. Wake up quickly so we can go home together." 2 days later, sunlight streamed through the window. Esto woke up in a medical bed, a bit bewildered about where he was and why he was there. Just then, seeing that Esto was all right, Nezu was relieved and tearfully jumped onto the bed to embrace him. Esto said goodbye to the doctor and thanked him for taking care of him. "Are you sure you don't want to rest for a few more days until you've stabilized?" "I was bedridden for 2 whole days. That's more than enough." Afterwards, Esto returned to the guild, his mission a complete success. "I have nurtured many talents with these 2 hands, but this is the first time a member has produced these results in such a short amount of time." "Is that so?" "Precisely. Did you know that your fame has now spread not only here but also to the nobles in the neighboring city? Do you know what the rumors say? That an ability user possessing a one-of-a-kind power has appeared. For his next mission, Esto went to the mansion of the noble Fabian family, because the client this time was the head of the household, the Viscount. The mission details and reward were kept secret. The guards had been notified in advance, so, when they saw Esto, they immediately let him enter without an inspection. As soon as he stepped inside, Hiru ran out to greet him, happily, wagging its tail. "Esto, long time no see." Seeing this, Sarah got a little jealous. "Do you like Esto more than me? I'm the one who feeds you, you know." "Good grief, I can't compete with Esto. What brings you here? Did my father summon you? In any case, it's nice to see you again. And you? Well, it's not like it's a bad thing. So if it's not a bad thing, does that mean it's good? Or not? Aren't you afraid I can read other people's hearts? Not at all. I could discover the secret you've always wanted to hide and spread it all over the place. That would probably be a bit embarrassing. What if I could control your emotions, then? That would be amazing. Aren't you scared? Why should I be? Esto would never do that. At that moment, the butler appeared. Please forgive me for interrupting the young lady's conversation, but the master is waiting. I see. In that case, before you leave, you have to. Come see me, okay? Don't you dare hide. Or else, I won't let you off the hook. Afterwards, Esto was led into the room of the Viscout family head. Greetings, sir. I came as requested. Tell me, do you know about cacti? How can a green plant grow in a dark desert with no water? Isn't it miraculous? Since it's a plant, it's not that it doesn't need water, but if you water it like a normal plant, it will rot and die. The humidity can't be too low or too high, and it needs just the right amount of soil and sunlight. A more fickle plant than you'd think, with its size and condition varying depending on who raises it. If the owner doesn't know its value, the plant might die. Esto, can you read the minds of plants? Upon hearing this, Esto used his ability and heard the cactus's inner thoughts. Ugh, you humans are so damn noisy. Shut your traps. The young man immediately froze, completely stunned by this foul-mouthed plant. It's hard to say that plants have thoughts. The old geezer is talking too much. He should just shut his gob. This was the first time Esto had seen such a hot-tempered plant. A cactus has no choice, but you have the right to choose the master who will support you. Esto, become my subordinate. It doesn't just mean I'm hiring you. You will become a member of the Fabian family. Are you saying I'm to become a soldier under your command? Not a soldier. I have no intention of using you like a common grunt. I will appoint you as my advisor, a position where no one in this household would dare disrespect you. The only person you will answer to is me, Visc Fabian. You will enjoy the highest privileges a commoner can receive. Then what will I have to do, sir? You will do things that only you can do. It's very simple. You just need to read the minds of those I have chosen. Hey kid, don't trust him. It's a trap. This old fart's words are textbook manipulation. Thank you very much for your offer, sir, but I am satisfied with my current job. It seems there's been a misunderstanding. Esto, this is not an offer, it's an order. What will happen if I don't obey you? Nothing for now, but something surely will follow you later. So confident, you'd think he was a prophet or something. Excuse me, but if you want me to change jobs, please discuss it with my current employer first. If he had agreed this easily, it would have been a problem. He needs at least this much backbone for me to use him properly. I will give you some time to decide what's best. Throw this thing out. I'll replace this picky plant with a beautiful flower. Yes, master, whose filthy hands are touching me. Let go of me, you four eyes. What, are you abandoning me? My thorns haven't even pricked anyone yet. After leaving, Esto asked the butler if he was going to throw away the cactus, could he have it instead? This thing has no flowers and its body is covered in thorns, not to mention it's hard to care for. But who's to say it will never bloom? All right, it's yours. Lady Saralyn has asked for you to wait, so please stay here for a moment. It's so cold, I'm going to freeze before I get burned to death. Maybe freezing to death is less painful? Don't worry, this cactus won't harm you. In that case, thanks little guy, but wait a minute, can this human hear me speak? No way, I won't burn or freeze you. However, this is my first time seeing a cactus, so I don't know if hot or cold is better for you. If you feel anything strange, you have to tell me, okay? Since I can hear your voice, if you feel uncomfortable anywhere, just let me know. Whoa, are you a god? No, my name is Esto. Hello, Esto. My name is Ahu Ku U. My name is so long. Plant names are usually like that. I'll just call you Ahu. Esto can even talk to plants too? That's so cool. This is Ahu. Say hello. I am. You're so small and cute. Thanks, you look cute too. I'm only this gentle because of Esto, but if you touch my thorns the wrong way, it'll really hurt. I still can't move my body freely yet. Esto, are you surprised? You didn't know? If we live long enough or become strong enough, we can move it at will. Even though I'm still young, my will is strong enough, so I can at least move my thorns. At that moment, a voice echoed through the grand hall. Didn't I tell you not to come here anymore? Is your memory that bad? The one who had just spoken was Sarah's brother. Do you take my words for a joke, you commoner? You said you could read hearts, but it turns out you can also teach animals to speak? A monster creating another beast that can speak human language, and now you're even thinking of teaching plants to talk? This white-furred monkey has learned to speak, so it must be a rare and beautiful pet. Tell me, what's the price? With that huge body, the feeding cost can't be cheap, right? I'll buy it from you. What kind of muscle-brain idiot is this human? If I could move, I'd tear you to shreds. In response to the young nobleman's intentions, Esto bluntly replied, Nezu is not a commodity that can be bought and sold. Since you can read my mind, I guess the negotiations are done, right? Just take it. This is 10 gold coins. I've already told you, Nezu is not a commodity. Being too greedy isn't a good look. So, what do you want? How much? I will not sell him. Unable to make the purchase, the man became very angry. A lowly country bumpkin like you dares to disrespect a nobleman? I've held back from hitting you, yet you ignore my warning and wander around this house. I only came here because I received an invitation from Lord Visk. He grabbed Esto by the collar. Do you think I don't know how wicked your heart is? Seeing this, Nezu roared in anger. Don't bully Esto. The nobleman was startled, not expecting a white-furred monkey to speak human language. But after calming down, he became even more excited, determined to have Nezu. This monkey is loyal too. I'll give you 30 gold coins. I need to raise it. I'll have the gold sent over. Guards, take this white-furred monkey to the stables immediately. I told you people, I'm not selling. How dare you raise your voice to a nobleman? Are you insane? Esto didn't expect that his patience would only earn him more contempt. The more he yielded, the more outrageous the man became. In the eyes of a nobleman, a commoner like Esto was nothing. If that was the case, then he didn't need to hold back anymore. A soldier threatened Esto. Hand over the monkey. But before he could finish his sentence, one of his arms was torn to shreds by Nezu. Nezu was a gentle monkey when with Esto, but the moment someone tried to harm Esto, it would reveal the ferocious, bloodthirsty nature of a white-furred monkey. At this point, the soldiers were terrified by the bloody scene before them and didn't dare to advance. The young master angrily yelled, "You! How dare you harm a member of the Fabian family? That commoner tried to hurt me, seize him at once." Quickly, NEU was trapped in a thick net, unable to escape. This was a specially made net used to capture large animals, with very high durability, and it could also emit lightning magic. The loud commotion brought the head of the house, Viscout, downstairs. "What is this uproar? Jeremy?" He was furious, scolding his son. "You fool, that thing should have been in my hands, but you interfered and ruined everything. Guards, capture him alive. As for the beast, do whatever you want." Viscout's personal guard squad was very strong, and many of them could use magic. Esto was helping NEU get out of the net. NEU is sorry. NEU just wanted to be with Esto. He comforted NEU, saying it wasn't its fault, so it didn't need to apologize. At that moment, the guard squad had finished their spell casting and immediately attacked Esto and NEU. Jeremy laughed smugly. "If you had just taken my money from the start, none of this would have happened." But surprisingly, when the smoke cleared, Esto was still standing there without a single scratch. He coldly told them, "The one who needs to apologize isn't NEU, it's you." Seeing this, both father and son were utterly terrified. How could he be unharmed? Viscout quickly ordered his men to capture Esto. A soldier swung his sword, intending to sneak attack Esto from behind. Suddenly, Esto's eyes turned blue, and the soldier's movements instantly froze. He couldn't swing his sword no matter how he tried. Then, to everyone's astonishment, he willingly pointed the tip of his sword at his own chest. Viscout screamed for him to stop, but it was too late. The soldier, controlled by Esto, punched his own one-way ticket to the afterlife. Even though he had just taken someone's life, his eyes remained completely unfazed. He turned his head to look directly at the guards, causing them to back away in fear. Then, one by one, they dropped their swords and fell to the ground, unconscious. Terrified by this sight, Jeremy fell backwards, with all his previous arrogance gone. Just then, Sarah heard the noise and came down the stairs, unintentionally witnessing the soldiers lying in pools of blood. The little girl was so shocked, she fainted. Viscout rushed to catch his daughter, and he said to Esto, "Are you satisfied now? Look around you. Does this place need any more bloodshed?" Esto ignored him and asked himself, "Why do I keep holding myself back? The reason I suppress myself in the first place doesn't even exist. If Esto wanted to do anything right now, no one could stop him." Esto said to Viscout, "I will stop. In return, you will act as if nothing happened here. You murderer, you caused all this, and now you dare make such a demand?" Esto suddenly stared directly at Jeremy, making him tremble and unable to speak another word. Now, Esto was the one looking down on everyone from above. This isn't a request, it's an order. In the end, Jeremy had to bow his head in humiliation at the feet of Esto, the very commoner he had always despised. After that, everyone in the house fell unconscious, except for Esto. Suki arrived in the form of a black tiger to pick him and NEU up. "You should get on too, Esto, but that would tire Suki out a lot. Just let me walk. Carrying you two won't make much of a difference. Then I'll count on you, Suki. Hold on tight. Suki, what's wrong?" "It seems I really am a monster. I can read a person's heart, control it, and even make them end their own lives. I've taken so many lives, but I didn't feel anything at all. Even though I knew what I did was wrong, I didn't feel scared or sad. So what? If it were me, I would have slaughtered them all. There's no reason to fear or pity those who harmed you and threatened to take away what you cherish. You're too soft. Maybe you can be a little sad, but anyway, you didn't want to hurt anyone." The cactus also comforted Esto, saying, "How could a person who constantly worries about whether they are normal possibly be a monster? And so what if you are a monster?" Over here, we have a talking monkey and a cat that transforms into a tiger. So what's the big deal? Not all monsters are bad. Sometimes, the human heart is the most terrifying thing in this world. A few days later, the branch manager encountered a problem that gave him a huge headache. Not knowing why, his superiors had suddenly issued a summons for Esto. As of today, Esto had been missing for 10 days and had not returned to the guild. Furthermore, there were rumors that he had done something terrible at the Fabian mansion. That kid isn't the type to harm others like that. Branch manager, what is it? What's wrong now? Esto is back. Sir, I'm back late. My apologies, everyone. Well done. It's good that you're back. Aren't you going to ask about my progress? Naturally, you will have to file a report for the mission. Do you have any idea how worried we were when we suddenly lost contact with you? In any case, I'm just glad you've returned safely. This line of work is quite difficult, so there are many cases where we lose capable individuals needlessly. But where is your partner? I'm talking about your friend, the white-furred monkey. He's injured and is currently resting. He's almost recovered, but we still have to be careful. It's a relief the injuries weren't serious, right? Just rest for today. You can submit your report in 3 days. As Esto was about to go rest, a stranger suddenly walked in. Excuse me, but I'm afraid that won't be possible, Mr. Branch Manager. One thing that surprised everyone was that he had a pair of wings on his back. Esto of the Gallon Branch, you must come with me to the main headquarters immediately. Afterward, Esto got into the man's carriage. The manager had asked him earlier why he agreed so easily. As long as I'm part of the guild, I can't refuse a decision from headquarters, right? He felt both grateful and sorry towards the branch manager, but was also glad to have found another place to go. I figured out Esto's problem. Esto, you're terrible at refusing things, and you're way too obedient. If you don't want to do it, just say no. If you hate it, say you hate it. It's that simple, so why can't you say it? I lost sleep and appetite just to come to that conclusion. I'm sorry. Aru, but please be quiet. I know, you keep saying that. The winged young man stared as Esto talked to the cactus plant in complete bewilderment. Were you just communicating with that plant? That's right. How amazing. I heard you have the ability to read minds, Esto. Can you read what I'm thinking right now? So Esto immediately used his skill to flex on this guy. That's more than enough, so please stop reading my mind. Get some more sleep. Nezu, we still have a long road ahead of us. What about you, Esto? I've already gotten some sleep. You look exhausted. Lean on Nezu and get some rest. I'll be your pillow. Nezu's fur is really soft, so hurry up. In that case, thank you. By evening, a heavy rain had made the weather even colder. It's the middle of the night. Aren't you cold? Or should I raise the temperature? No need. I'm fine. Should I get you another blanket? If you feel hungry or uncomfortable, please just let me know. This is comfortable enough, much more comfortable than when I had to live in the attic. I remember those wave-flavored candies from the Academy's branch office. A moment later, Nu was suddenly startled awake by strange noises. Something was gathering around the carriage, and it was neither human nor animal. I have a bad feeling. Esto, their target is us. We're in big trouble. We've been completely surrounded by a horde of monsters. How many enemies are there? Can we escape? They are harpies with high combat power, but harpy beasts are only supposed to appear when winter comes. Why are they here? Even if we break through the encirclement now, it would be very difficult to escape because they're faster than horses. Nu is going out to take a look. Esto, you stay inside the carriage. I'm just a delivery person. I don't have any combat abilities. I'll go help, but Esto isn't the fighting type either. I have no intention of fighting them. His eyes are different now, as cold as ice. Harpies are very brutal beasts that move in flocks. They aren't enemies. You can fight alone with your destructive power. They're very different from species like the Lang Thang, like me. This won't be over just by taking down a few of them. As the Birdman was trying to stop Esto, a harpy suddenly swooped down from the sky to attack him. Luckily, Esto managed to grab the harpy in time but was bitten on the shoulder, drawing blood. Seeing Esto injured, Nu immediately rushed forward and knocked the harpy away, sending it crashing to the ground. Esto, are you okay? Are you hurt? I'm fine. This wound is nothing compared to my life. Just then, 3 more harpies swooped down to attack everyone. Esto looked straight into their eyes and commanded, freeze immediately. The 3 harpies' bodies froze in midair, and he waved his hand, telling them, go back to where you came from. And they actually obeyed. The Birdman who saw this was terrified. Not only can Esto read minds, but he can also control monsters. Let's get back to the carriage. Esto was so cool just now. He now understood why the headquarters was so desperate to find Esto. Esto's power was immense, and if it fell into the wrong hands, it would become extremely dangerous. That evening, while Esto was sleeping, Suki came to visit him. You're so much trouble, always acting on your own. This is why I hate humans. Get some sleep. Don't go running around like an idiot and getting bitten by monsters. I'm sorry, Suki. Don't apologize, just stay out of trouble so you won't have to apologize in the first place. Esto, don't get hurt again. The next morning, Esto was surprised to discover that Ahu had grown legs and was running around inside the carriage. Are you surprised to wake up and suddenly find a walking cactus running around you? Nu looked at it with sparkling eyes. You can walk? Congratulations, Ahu. Thank you, thank you. Just then, the young bird man also woke up and saw the monkey playing with the walking cactus. As expected, every one of Esto's friends is just as strange. What's so weird about a walking cactus anyway? After all, the guy can scare away an entire flock of harpies. I wouldn't even be surprised if he made friends with a dragon. The young man was very jealous of Esto's ability to read hearts and dominate others, but Esto was also jealous of his wings, which allowed him to fly freely in the sky. Afterward, everyone had breakfast together. Esto asked Ahu if it needed to be watered, but it said no, it was already full. Last night when you were injured, Esto, I drank a little of your blood when it dripped down. Hey, you drank my blood? That's right, but don't get the wrong idea. I couldn't even move at the time, and it wasn't on purpose. The blood just happened to fall on me. I also bloomed for the first time. Isn't that interesting? You bloomed after drinking my blood? Hey, you should be focused on the detail that a normal plant drank your blood and can now walk. This is a gift, please accept. My sincerity. Thank you, Ahu. He. I'm the one who should be thanking you. After that, the flower on Ahu's head merged into Esto's hand, and the bandaged wound on his shoulder suddenly began to glow. He felt the pain disappear, and sure enough, when he unwrapped the bandage, the wound had completely healed. It seems Ahu's special ability is healing. By the way, Nezu, last night, Suki came to visit us, right? Suki has been on the carriage with us since last night. Hearing that, Esto opened the door and went outside, while the carriage was moving at high speed. Doing that on a moving carriage is dangerous. You idiot. Suki, I know you're up there. It's dangerous on the roof. Come inside. It seems like you're in a more dangerous situation than I am. Is this the cat you're raising? Esto, no. Suki isn't a pet, nor a stray. Who's the green-haired guy with wings? That's Perer. You were hurt. Are you okay? I'm fine. Ahu helped heal me. What can that tiny little cactus do? Anyway, it has healing powers. As for you, why are you following me? Suki, I'm not following you. I just happened to see you get hurt while exploring. Why don't you come with me from now on? I'm only coming with you because you asked. Why are you always getting hurt when I'm not around? Thanks, Suki. Esto has changed, but I don't care how he's changed. But this kind of change isn't so bad either. A while later, the carriage brought everyone to a guild branch, and they just had to step through the teleportation gate to arrive at the main headquarters. Welcome, Esto. This is the main headquarters of the Ignis Guild. A long, endless staircase seemed to lead to heaven. But does heaven truly exist in the sky above? Is it really better for those with power, wealth, and their supporters to be so high up? We've arrived. That was fast. Indeed. This is a magic staircase, quite similar to a teleportation gate. You were supposed to meet the guild master, but since they've both been absent for nearly 3 months now, you'll meet the vice master first. But Para knocked on the vice master's door for a while and still got no answer. It seems the vice master has fallen asleep again. Para had no choice but to push the door open himself, almost hitting. Ahu! My head almost flew off. You bird brain! How dare you do that to me? At that moment, the vice master was just waking up from his sleep, yawning widely. I don't think I ordered chicken. I've told you time and time. Again, vice master. I'm not food. I've brought a guest. What guest? Your guest? Who else? What nonsense are you spouting? Now, why should I have to see a guest? Isn't there anyone working downstairs? I'm docking your pay for waking someone from a good sleep this early in the morning. Today's guest is the replacement for the special support position from the Galaxia branch. His name is Esto. Hello, I am the Vice Master of Ignis W. Lesky. So I finally met the rumored leader? Esto, I didn't understand what Lesky meant by leader. After being invited into Vice Master Lesky's office to talk, Esto was speechless because of the room, which was as messy as a pigsty. If Nezu had to walk in here, Nezu would have to step on all that junk to get by. It's fine. I don't care what you step on. That white monkey friend of yours is quite a fluent speaker. If I were an animal, I wouldn't enjoy telling humans how I could talk. His outward appearance and inner self are so different. Would you like some coffee? No thank you. My apologies. You're probably not old enough yet to appreciate the taste of bitter things. A Coke might be better for you. I didn't refuse because it was bitter. It seems our new leader is quite young, isn't he? I've already had my coming-of-age ceremony. That's exactly why I'm saying you're young. When adults are told they look young, they don't argue, they accept the compliment. Let's get down to business. This is what the guild master meant by summoning a leader from the headquarters. I see, but why was I chosen to be the leader? That was also the guild master's will. I am merely the messenger. In the beginning, the leader title was just a newly created position so I'm not entirely sure about the specifics. Stowe thought to himself, can this guild truly be trusted? They are too secretive and their stance changes so often. At the very least, they haven't lied to me yet. From now on, you will undertake missions that are very different from your previous ones. They will be special missions that only the leader is qualified to handle. Here, take this. It's your promotion gift, leader of the Ignis Guild, Stowe. It includes a uniform, a new insignia of the guild, other support equipment, and the guild's currency. One more thing. This is just for my own personal curiosity and has nothing to do with the guild master. Just how powerful are you that the guild master was so desperate for you to join us? Would you mind giving me a demonstration before you leave, little leader? Lesky reached for the sword at his side. Show me just how strong you are. Having said that, he immediately charged at Stowe. Just then, the unexpected happened. Stowe remained calmly seated, sipping his coffee, while Lesky's own sword was now pointed at his throat. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't move the blade. Stowe said to the Vice Master, "This is what you wanted to see. Is this sufficient?" His opponent was overwhelmingly powerful. He had lost before he could even make a move. Now Lesky understood why the Guildmaster held Stowe in such high regard. Stowe wasn't a leader, he was a sovereign. How could one possibly control a predator that was stronger than oneself? You'd be lucky just to not be devoured whole. Finally, a new era had begun. Afterwards, the guild arranged a room for Stowe at the main headquarters. The room was incredibly spacious, and all the furnishings inside were expensive items. "Stowe, look at this. These are new clothes, and they're enchanted with magic. Isn't that amazing? They have self-cleaning and temperature control abilities, impact dampening, and so on. I'll take this off when nobody's around. Being chained up all the time must be uncomfortable for you, right?" Ahu said. "I'm fine, but at least this way it won't get in the way when I walk." Stowe felt that he didn't need to worry anymore because now, if he wished, he could make anyone kneel before him. Moreover, his powers were continuously growing stronger, so what was there to worry about? Perhaps humanity was more selfish than he had thought. The next day, while he was eating, Stowe received his first request from the headquarters. The client who submitted the request was Muhaga. Ahu said that it knew of them, one of the ducal families in the country. The head of the Mubian family is the current emperor's cousin and has the ability to use his body with great flexibility. Have you met him? Yes, I'm very well connected. Ahu knew everything. Amazing, you truly are. A wonderful cactus. But the Mubian I know is a bit crazy. I don't know any more details, but his sword. His swordsmanship is pretty good. Is he really that strong? It's not just that he's strong. Before he became the head of the family, there was another person famous for their swordsmanship, and rumor has it that Mew defeated that person in just a single strike. He also triumphed against monsters, winning every battle. Esto couldn't understand why someone that powerful would also submit a request. Furthermore, the contents of the request were not described in detail. Just then, Parker arrived to announce that, starting today, he had been transferred to the commander's support team. "So now I'm a soldier directly under your command. I look forward to your guidance." "Commander, did I just suddenly get a teammate and a subordinate? First, let's pack our bags. Where are we going?" "I intend to visit our client, Mu Bien Haiga, and the guild has prepared a gate for the two of you to teleport." Parker brought a whole bunch of stuff, like blankets, pillows, pots, pans, and all kinds of cooking spices. "What is all this? Are you planning on going camping?" I'm truly speechless. Not only that, but he also brought snacks, like savory crab chips and takoyaki-flavored snacks. Parker offered some to Esto, but he refused, so the guy had to eat them all by himself. "Haiga's domain is outside our normal departure route, so instead, we will send you to the Reno underground cave, which will cut your travel distance in half. I will now activate the gate. We wish you a safe journey." "Underground? Please wait for me." After stepping through the teleportation gate, everyone appeared inside a dark and damp cave. The surroundings made Parker feel restless and anxious. Just as he was scared to death, someone suddenly appeared from behind them. "Hello." The young man got the shock of his life, jumping up in fear and banging his head on the cave ceiling. It turned out the person who just greeted them was an old man. "Are you all right, Parker? I'm seeing stars." The old man introduced himself as the manager of the teleportation gate. "Excuse me, Mr. Manager, are we in the Reno underground cave?" This child is quite polite. "It's been a long time since anyone visited this cave. But why would a young person like you come here?" "We are on our way to the domain of Haiga. Few adventurers dare to venture into that land of the dead." "Why is Haiga's domain called the land of the dead?" The manager explained that the emperor dared not keep his multi-talented relative by his side because that person is so capable they could threaten his position. That alone shows how wary the emperor must be. "You see that path in the dark cave over there? Even though it's the only passage to Haiga's domain, nobody knows what's in there. You can go, but I can't guarantee that your lives will be spared. Even if you're torn to 100 pieces, no one would know. The domain ruled by the Duke is teeming with deadly, fanged monsters, which means that cowardly Emperor is afraid of his own kinsmen. While speaking, the old man secretly assessed Esto. This kid showed no fear or distraction. He's truly no ordinary person. It would be better for you to be careful, young man. Try your best not to get noticed by that cowardly king if you don't want to be devoured before you even break out of your shell. Please pass this message along to the Duke for me. I will gladly accept his invitation when the time comes, and he can speak to me openly without having to hide like this. Watching the silhouette of Esto slowly vanish into the darkness, the old man suddenly threw his head back and laughed heartily. Afterwards, he removed the disguise from his face, peeling it off to reveal a young man's face. This kid is really interesting. Meanwhile, the group had ventured deep into the cave. Along the way, Parker kept looking around nervously, his expression extremely worried. When Esto asked what was wrong, he learned that the bird folk are used to soaring through the skies, so they feel very uncomfortable being in a small, cramped, and suffocating space like an underground cave. Since this cave connects directly to Hage's territory, we'll get there in half a day, if we travel non-stop. Due to the limited usability of the teleportation gate, we have to wait 1 day before we can use it again. That's why I thought going through the cave would be faster, and it was my fault for teleporting without considering the whole team. It's okay, don't worry about making a mistake or anything. You just need to give the orders. Does saying that mean you'll accept all of my orders without any regard for your own desires? It's not that I don't consider my own desires. I'm here because I want to follow you. You're not just my superior, you're also the one who saved my life. I'm truly grateful. If it weren't for you, I would have lost my life. Just then, a wary Nezu suddenly turned back, growling menacingly at something behind them. It seemed to have sensed something lurking in the darkness. Are they monsters, Nezu? Yes, they are. Esto, there are quite a few of them. They're numerous and also very agile. So how close are they to us? They're right beneath our feet. The moment he finished speaking, the ground shattered from below, and several yellow sandworms quickly burst out. While everyone was on high alert, Ahu explained that it was fine because sandworms are very docile. Sandworms aren't aggressive predators. They have a very gentle temperament, so as long as you don't touch them, they won't get angry. Look, they're just watching us. Besides, they have no reason to attack us since they don't eat humans or plants. Then what do sandworms eat? They eat this dirt. Hey you, shut your trap. They're not going to eat you, so stop crying over something so small. The sandworms said we can pass. What if they eat us then? They don't eat people. They've known we were here for a while. They're probably just curious because it's been a long time since anyone has shown up in the cave. They said they're the ones who made this cave. Their emotions are quite similar to human curiosity, so you can just go on through. Don't worry. Afterwards, despite being terrified, the young man had to step over the pile of slimy worms at his feet. I'm all dirty. My feathers smell like dung. It seems I've misunderstood this Renault underground cave. What do you mean? There's a story that says there are many monsters down here that attack people, which is why it doesn't get many visitors. Even though they're ugly as sin and stink to high heaven, these sandworms are actually very nice. Sandworms, you're the ugly one, randomly body shaming them. It's been 3 hours since we entered the cave. We must be getting close. I want to wash this smell off as soon as possible. Wait, even a quick rinse would be fine. There's water nearby. I can smell clean water and hear a waterfall over there. Soon enough, an underground waterfall appeared before everyone inside the cave. Ahau immediately jumped in for a bath. The water was incredibly cool and refreshing. Parker asked Esto, "Aren't you going to bathe the cat?" "No. Suki doesn't like water." Suki made her displeasure obvious. "Have you ever seen a cat that likes to bathe, you birdman?" Unexpectedly, when Suki wasn't paying attention, she was carried into the air by Parker, and then they both dove swiftly into the water. Soaked to the bone, Suki was absolutely furious, immediately scrambling ashore to hide behind Esto, vowing, "I won't let him get away with this." "Where do you think you're going? Where did that bird brain go?" "Calm down, Suki. Your eyelashes are clean now thanks to that. Sit up a bit so I can wipe you dry." "So? Does the kitty like it?" "Like hell I do." "Esto, let me go so I can have a showdown with him." "You startled Suki Para. Apologize and promise you won't do that so suddenly again." "Fine, I'm sorry, Suki. Next time. I'll tell you before I dive." "Hey Esto, I'm thirsty. There's water right here. I just drank some, but it wasn't good. This must be what a hungry cactus feels like." "So picky, aren't we? Can you give me something else to drink? Something a bit stronger? You know? Like a warm liquid with a special, delicious texture." Could it be that its diet has changed since that day? Was it already a blood-drinking type of plant, or is my blood just different from others? "Give me your thorn." "Ahuru." After that, Esto let it drink his blood. "I'm just feeding the cactus, so there's no need to panic." "Para, do you think someone might have created that waterfall on purpose?" "Probably. It's not like the sandworms just dug. this waterfall out to make a hot spring. It feels like some magnificent creature used to live here. What makes you say that? I heard that caves like this usually have owners, like a tiger's den, a wolf's lair, or even a dragon's lair. I once learned that dragons often make their territory in caves. There have even been some recent discoveries of dragon lairs in caves, but their bodies must be massive. This place is definitely a bit small for a dragon to live in, but some people say that. Dragon lords, the most powerful of all dragon kin, have two physical forms. One form has wings, a tail, and short front claws. They say that unless they're using their powers, most of them maintain a human form. You mean dragons live by transforming into humans? It's more than just a transformation. It's like they have two separate bodies. Dragons are also a species highly favored by the gods. Isn't it written in the Holy Scripture that the human body is the very image of God? Dragons also possess a second form created in that divine image. Although, to confirm any of this, we'd need to meet a real dragon face to face. I wouldn't know. I've never been to a temple. Really? Every village is supposed to have a place of worship. I was born in a very poor mountain city. Besides, even if they were favored by God, it didn't matter in the end. Even as a species favored by God, they all went extinct, and nothing of them remains. No, it's actually the opposite, Commander. I heard that the dragons abandoned this world and departed. Even though they were called guardians, they were the most powerful predators at the top of the food chain. Who could possibly make dragons go extinct? Weren't they wiped out by humans? Ha ha, as if that could happen. The real reason was because of humanity's ceaseless evolution and the devastation from the ensuing wars. The dragons wept as they watched the world begin to fall apart. God gave them one final choice. They could either remain in this world as its guardians or abandon it for a world of their own. I'm not sure if they actually left, but that is what the scriptures say. One thing is certain. Dragons were greatly favored by God, perhaps even more than humans. Esto, something's following us. It's not the sandworms. I think they want to attack us. Suddenly, a pack of wolves emerged from the darkness, staring intently at them. Those are cave wolves. They must live here. They don't look very friendly. Perhaps they're on edge because they're hungry. A wolf suddenly charged, trying to attack everyone, but Nezu slapped it into oblivion. However, the pack of wolves was too large, and no matter how strong Nezu was, he couldn't take them all on by himself. Seeing this, Esto immediately used his ability on the wolf pack. From now on, I will be your master. After that, all the wolves in the cave bowed before him. I just finished bathing this white-furred monkey, but now he's all dirty again. It's fine. I'll just wash him again later. My name is Nezu. Calling me a white monkey or whatever sounds weird, so just call me Nezu. After walking for a long time, everyone finally exited the cave. In front of them now was Haga Castle. What was that? An earthquake. It's not an earthquake. Everyone, look over there. Are you the commander of the Ignis Guild? The Lord is waiting for you. A noble? No. Look at that guy's clothes. He's a member of Ignis. One of them even has wings. They look pretty strong, don't they? Probably new mercenaries. Are they preparing for battle? Then we'll have to fight too. If you need our help, we are always ready to protect this city. Esto saw the determination in the eyes of the people. This was truly a wonderful land. Why do you think so? Because of the hearts of these people. Strong hearts that wish to protect the place where they live together. I've never felt this kind of desire to protect the land I was born in. Very quickly, everyone was led into the residence of Lord Haga. Pardon me, but the only one allowed inside is the guild's commander. Others are not permitted to enter, unless directly invited by His Grace the Duke. Those are the rules. You'll have to stay outside, Nezu. I'll quickly review the request and be right out. Just wait here, okay? If anything happens, Esto, scream for me. Leave this to me, Commander. I will take good care of Nezu. But before the young man could finish, the door slammed shut. I don't think I've ever left the three of them alone together like this. I wonder if they'll be okay out there. Esto didn't know that. While no one was paying attention, Ahu had snuck in with him. In front of Esto, a man was sitting at a desk. You've arrived, have you? Did you make an appointment? You said you would gladly accept my welcome, didn't you? Suddenly, he saw a cactus that could move, and both the man and the cactus screamed their heads off. The soldiers heard the screams and rushed in. My lord, is something wrong? It's nothing. Return to your posts. I heard the commander was a rather eccentric fellow, but I didn't think he was a cactus. You really can walk and talk like a person, can't you? What? Are you stupid? No matter what I am, this blockhead can't possibly be the Duke. Let me introduce myself again. I am Mubian Haga, the one who sent the request to your guild. Greetings, my lord. I am Esto from the Ignis Guild. First, there's something I'm a bit curious about. If you're not controlling this thing, then what is this talking cactus? A monster? Who are you calling a monster with that mouth of yours? I mean, it's true, but you think you can just call me a monster like that and get away with it? I won't go easy on you. If you've got guts, come down here and fight. Let's see how I teach you a lesson. Ahu, stop it. Your Grace, did you hear what Ahu said? Is that what the cactus said? I heard everything. What's wrong? Am I not supposed to hear it? I apologize for asking this, but can you also hear plants speak? So you have that ability too? I do not. What are you talking about? If it were the sword I always hold in my hand, then I would understand. What does your sword have to do with anything? Some bonds become stronger through fresh blood, like if that cactus drank your blood, for example. This is definitely your power, Esto. Your ability is to let the voice of plants reach my senses. This ability is activated through a medium. You can also give verbal commands, but if enough blood is absorbed, you don't need to say anything to activate your ability. You know more about my power than I do. Don't misunderstand, I didn't specifically investigate you. It's just that the amount of information I've gathered over the past several years just happens to be useful now. An investigation like that, does that mean there are others with powers like me? There were, but as of now, it's only a hypothesis. Honestly, because of the physical traits passed down in my family for generations, I have been misunderstood because of my hair color. Black hair, black eyes, and a monstrous ability. Everyone wondered about it, claiming that the Haga family are descendants of the Black Dragon. I can feel the essence of the Black Dragon flowing in my veins. Let's go, Esto. This guy is completely delusional. Sorry, I was just kidding. It's clear that I'm not a Black Dragon. I was just talking about some old rumors, because those rumors are related to the request I'm making. I want you to find the true descendant of the Black Dragon. If you try to help me with this for the next 1 month, my request will be considered fulfilled regardless of the outcome, so don't worry and just do as I say. I'll have you know, I'm not a close combat fighter. Are you bringing soldiers? I don't need soldiers to protect me. I am the top swordsman in the Empire. If anyone wants to interfere with my affairs, no matter who they are the ones who should fear for their lives. Can you confirm that your desire to find the Black Dragon is completely unrelated to your current way of thinking? The one making this request is not the Duke of this nation, but an individual, me. It has nothing to do with politics. The Haga family is definitely not related by blood to the Black Dragon, but it's true that our blood is mixed with the Black Dragon's. One of my ancestors drank dragon's blood, and from that, we gradually gained power over time. This is quite similar to your cactus, kiddo. Don't drag me down to your level. Your Grace, please choose our destination first. Where should we go? My destination for this month is to investigate you, Esto, the one who has the Black Dragon's power as recorded by my ancestors. Isn't it interesting? Among all dragon species, the pure power of the Black Dragon has the darkness attribute, relying on the ability to dominate the normal rhythm of life. From my perspective, your Dominion ability is too similar to the Black Dragon's to be called a coincidence. I called you here because I've always thought you might have some connection to those dragons, so let's help each other out for the next 1 month. That evening, Mu Bien had a dream, and in that dream, he saw a woman. Mu Bien, there you are, my lovely star. Are you playing hide and seek because you can't sleep? Then let me tell you a fun bedtime story. The dragon's blood is flowing inside you, Mu Bien. It's a gift from the precious and most beautiful Black Dragon in this world. You liar, you told me that dragons disappeared a long time ago, Mr. Haga. Did you really say that? It's true that the other dragons may have disappeared, because the world has become too vast and complex for them to protect. However, remember this, my little star. The dragons who share this bloodline with me still have not disappeared, and our family is the proof. For a very long time, our family has always produced healthy children. Dragons are the guardians of the world. They will not feign weakness, fall ill, or die. I've told you before, they are the noblest and most beautiful creatures in this world. They must be protecting our family somewhere. If the dragons don't willingly protect us, then it's because we are too weak for them to even notice. Compared to dragons, we are nothing. By living virtuously and continuing the family line, we will be the only living proof of their existence in this world. Jeria, then why doesn't that dragon leave and just silently do that? Because the Black Dragon loves humans very much. That dream again? Are you awake? You didn't sleep? I just woke up too. Did I talk in my sleep? No, you slept very peacefully. Come to think of it, the way he answers so calmly is quite similar to Jeria. What am I even thinking? Jeria was a gentle, warm woman, but why are you awake instead of sleeping? What are you doing? Have you forgotten? My most basic ability is to read people's minds. If someone dreams of a very powerful image, it will start to flood into my mind even if I don't want it to. So you saw everything? She was a beautiful and wise mother. That's right, Jeria. My mother was a very intelligent person, unlike me, even though she is no longer here. You've only slept for 1 hour. Aren't you going to sleep more? I have insomnia. Getting that much of a nap is more than enough. Letting you see a part of my past from my memories. An interesting dream, wasn't it? Jeria was my father's second wife, but of course, I always considered Jeria my real mother. I heard my birth mother passed away after giving birth to me, she called. Me, her little star, but I couldn't give her anything, not even her own life. One night, monsters suddenly invaded the estate. That day, everyone in the house lost their lives except for me. If the black dragon still exists in this world, I really just want to ask it one thing. What should I do now? What am I supposed to protect? I don't need this damn power anymore. If I'm going to be like this, it would be better to let the bloodline of the Haga family disappear forever. If you have nothing left to protect, then you can rest, but nonsensical thoughts often appear when people don't get enough sleep. Just go to sleep, you won't have any nightmares tonight. That's right, he said he could read minds and hearts, so a few nightmares shouldn't be a problem, right? The next morning, Mubi slowly woke up. He was very surprised because it was the first time in a long while that he had slept so deeply. You're just waking up now? You lazy bum. Are you related to a sloth? No way, I don't normally sleep this much. Here you go, hot corn, ham and cheese soup. Wait a minute, what did you just say this was? It's a mixed soup of cheese, milk, and potatoes, and cauliflower. You just made up that name, didn't you? Is that so? Then this must be the ham, cheese, and crab soup. Isn't this just a hodgepodge of whatever you brought with you? Your Grace, don't look down on my 20 years of cooking experience like that. I'm only 21 years old this year. I've been learning to cook since I was 1 year old. I even made my own baby food, old man. Stop bragging. That makes sense though, since birdkin are excellent flyers at just 1 year old. That's right. I'm also a talented bird who could fly from a very young age. So Perrer, where's your commander? Who knows? He said he was going to scout the area for a bit. It's not like he was adopted, and he just found out that he has dragon-like abilities. When did the commander disappear? I think it was when I was cleaning the breakfast pot, so it's probably been a while. But he's the commander, so I'm sure nothing happened, right? I don't like the sound of that at all, but this land is still not safe. What? What do you mean not safe? Monsters, bandits, soldiers from the enemy kingdom. Haga is still a land that hasn't escaped war. I think we should go find the commander. I'll go alone, you stay here. While going into the forest to find Esto, Muin smelled blood. When he found Esto, he worriedly asked if he was hurt anywhere. Fortunately, Esto wasn't injured. He was just with the wolves he had met in the cave earlier. Muin was confused. Why are these cave wolves outside? Is it because they're being mind-controlled? What are you doing here, Esto? They're the wolves I met in the Reynold underground cave. They're a species that lives and hunts deep inside caves, but when they left the cave with me, they suffered great losses at the hands of humans. To the people of Haga, the wolf pack would be considered a nuisance, so they'll just be hunted. The Reynold cave system is the only place that connects the Haga territory to the outside world. For people to travel safely here, eliminating monsters and beasts that could threaten their lives is the right thing to do. After all, if we don't, the weak will be preyed upon. Just let them fend for themselves. That little wolf, did you let it drink your blood? Esto, yes. I don't know if it will work or not, but my blood has been able to save injured animals before. I understand you want to help it. However, giving away your blood for free like this is not a good idea. If you are truly a descendant of the dragon, your blood will have the effect of reviving lesser creatures and turning them into your guardians. They will serve the black dragon just like the Haga clan. Anyway, you should stop helping and let them fend for themselves. I agree with what the Duke said. However, we can change that now. If the wolves promise not to harm the people of Haga anymore, what can you offer them in return? It was once said that the black dragon would moderate the relationship between humans and other creatures. I'm getting closer to my original goal. Just promising not to harm us is not enough. If they promise to become one of Haga's guardian forces, I can guarantee them food and safety for them. After that, Esto and Muin returned to the campsite. You two are back, but what's with the wolves behind you? Those are cave wolves. They're really ferocious. These are our new companions. We've decided to travel together from now on. But I can't afford to provide food for more wolves. Is that why you're freaking out? Don't you know how important a meal is? Is that a wolf pup? Esto, yes, but it's badly injured. I think if we just let its mother take care of it, the wound will only get worse. It was shot in the hind leg with an arrow. Can you check its condition, Perrer? If it doesn't require minor surgery, I can probably help. But this wolf doesn't have any wounds. This is just a tiny scratch. Calling it an injury is a bit of an exaggeration. Its temperature is normal too. It looks like it just recovered. Hugh, are you sure it was shot in the leg with an arrow? Then I must have mistaken it for another wolf. Only Mubian saw it. Esto hid the arrow inside his cloak. It seems he doesn't want his teammates to know about his special ability. Why would that be? Suki, let's get ready to leave. What's with these beasts? From now on, they are our comrades and will travel with us until the mission is complete. They will also be new, legal citizens of the Haga territory. Do whatever you want, but have you thought about our next destination yet? I should have said this sooner. but I've already chosen our next destination. When did you decide that? Just now? I heard you grew up in a rural village. Where exactly is that village? Are we going? There. He's doing something he knows Esto won't like. Is he a creep? Look at that smile. He's definitely a creep. Why would you want to go to my hometown? I only intended to observe you, but from what I've seen, it seems, you don't know much about yourself either. That's why, if I meet the people who raised you, I might understand you better. The people who raised me aren't my birth parents, and I don't want to see them again. Hey, you should just listen to what the master, who made the request, says. Don't you think so? I understand. Let's go. Ignis Guild, Galaxia Branch, welcome. Back, Guild Commander. Please, just treat me like you did before, Branch Manager. I feel more comfortable that way. Seeing that Esto didn't care about his rank in the guild, the manager also acted naturally, just like before. How have you been lately? Esto, I never expected you to become the guild commander. That new uniform suits you well. Ha, I knew you would. You do great things. I told you I have a good eye for people. My judgment is top-notch. I really should be getting a raise. It's good to see you again, Esto. I heard you're heading to spy a village in the Riverlands, but that river mountain region is quite far from here. You have to cross many mountains, and the road is very rough. If you walk there, it will take a very long time, and you'll face many hardships. We'll lend you a carriage to make your journey more comfortable. In that case, thank you. Everyone must be tired. Please go to your rooms and rest. That evening, Rosalind went to find Esto. Do you know how to ride a horse? I don't. I've never learned how. But there are no carriages available right now. It seems they're all being used for other requests. It's fine. The deadline for our request is quite long, so I can just walk. At least let me get plenty of soldiers to accompany you. That won't be necessary. Although I have no combat ability, my client is the best swordsman in the capital. I think I can trust him. Although that best swordsman title is something he just gave himself. That's a relief. If you need any help, just let me know. If you two are done talking, there's something I want to say. We're almost out of cooking ingredients, and the bottom of the pot is scorched. I think this is a good opportunity to get a new one. Can the guild provide us with one? Of course, I'll tell you which office to go to. I want to buy some other things as well. Of course, you can. In that case, I'll be heading to the armory. I don't know anything about weapon shops. Didn't you say you used to operate in this region? I'm not a melee fighter. I was just part of a special department, so I never had to use a weapon. So you don't use weapons? I thought you grew up in the countryside. Have you never hunted beasts and found their lairs? I don't want to harm them, Mubian asked. Next, have you ever harmed a human? This question made Esto hesitate a little, as he recalled the bloody scene inside the Fabian noble family's mansion. Finally, he confessed to the other person that he had harmed humans before. Mubi thought to himself, Esto isn't some naive kid who's never even slit a chicken's throat. He can take another person's life if necessary. I know you have immense power, but humans are more fragile than you think, so it's better to at least have a weapon. And this is also a request from the client, you know. Nezu, wait here for Parker with a hui, but Nezu wanted to go too. I'll be back soon, so you should just rest. All right then, be careful, Esto. But why are you taking the tiger with you? Suki will definitely follow me even if I try to stop him. You know that well. Kid, who would dare stop me? Afterwards, Mubi took Esto to a shop in town to buy some more equipment. I'm not selling anything today, so please leave. Why aren't you selling? Because Viscount Fabian just swept through here already. He placed more orders even though I'm short on stock and forced me to produce more weapons. I heard he's gathering soldiers, but he's run out of equipment, and it'll be hard to get more weapons from other shops. Viscount Fabian is gathering soldiers. I heard that the family's young lady is seriously ill. She panics whenever she sees blood and has nightmares every night. Some time ago, the family's soldiers were massacred, and it seems like she is afraid of that emptiness. That's why the Viscount wants to find so many soldiers and is trying to find a long-term treatment for the young lady. If you can read my secret, then that means we're secret friends. Esto, take this. Why are you giving this to me? It's better than you going empty-handed. Safety comes first. You need to pay more attention to yourself. You're too careless with your own well-being. On the way back, Esto asked Suki, do you remember Sarah? I don't remember every single human I've ever met or what they look like. They made your life miserable, yet you still care about them? Sarah did nothing wrong. So what are you going to do? I'm not going to do anything. Just as they returned to the guild, they heard shouting from inside. Bring him here right now. How dare the guild cancel my request? Please calm down, sir. Just because you name them doesn't mean we have to fulfill it exactly like that. Esto immediately recognized the man arguing with the receptionist as Viscount Fabian. I apologize, Viscount, but Commander Esto is now one of the guild's leaders. Shut up, how dare you talk back to me? Do you want this building to go bankrupt? I told you to bring him here now, so that's the rumored Viscount, but it seems he's the crazy one, not his daughter. Where's the dignity of a noble? And why show up looking like that? It's best to just ignore him and walk past. I think so too. Just then, Viscount Fabian saw Esto. He was overjoyed. Esto, there you are. I heard you changed jobs. Do you know how long I've been waiting for you? From now on, you'll be here. Esto just looked coldly at Viscount Fabian and told him to let go. Listen to me for a moment. My daughter, Sarah, she's not well. You can help her, can't you? Why should I do that? What do you mean by that? This is something only you can do. If it's you, you can erase the girl's memories or at least help her sleep well. I'm currently on another request, so please leave. It doesn't matter what request it is, cancel it. I don't want you. It's me, the one who made the request. I have no intention of canceling my request, so you should give up. You young brat, how dare you act so rudely in front of a viscount? My apologies for not introducing myself. My name is Mubi Haga. Hearing this name, Vikau's expression immediately changed, no longer daring to be as arrogant as before. He had recognized that Muon was the Duke of the Haga family. Seeing that Esto had the Duke's backing, Viscount Vikau lowered his voice. Are you still planning to be hostile towards me because of that? Please don't dwell on such a trivial matter. If you think about it, shouldn't I be the one who's angry after losing so many things? I've already forgotten everything. Now is too sensitive a time to be thinking about such things. That's right, he's always been this way, never acknowledging his mistakes or apologizing. I won't ask for anything from you anymore. Please, just this once, I beg you to help me. Why should I do that? Let go. Sarah wants to see you. I'm begging you, please, save my daughter. No one could have imagined that a nobleman like Viscount would kneel before a commoner for his daughter. Listen carefully, I will not accept anything you offer. What I need to do will be decided by me. Meanwhile, at the Fabian family mansion, Sarah had grown haggard and much thinner. Since that day, she hadn't been able to get a good night's sleep. Suki suddenly appeared on the windowsill, catching Sarah's attention. For some reason, Sarah found Suki's eyes very similar to Esto's, so she started confiding in it. At first, I thought he was very foolish. He was thin and very quiet. He didn't look happy when he read people's minds. If it were me, I would have loved it. I could talk to Hiro all day, and even with the adorable Hiro by his side, his expression was always so blank. But when I saw him, his eyes were so beautiful. My heart felt so at peace when I saw those blue eyes. But when I think about him using those same eyes to take people's lives, I don't know, my mind goes blank. I was truly terrified by what my father and brother did, but at the same time, I felt a sense of relief. Although all the people there died, Esto didn't hurt my father and brother. I was afraid of myself for feeling that way. It's not your fault, Sarah. Don't blame yourself over nothing. Esto, is it really you? It has been a while, Lady Saralyn. I already told you to just call me Sarah. Did you come here because you heard from my father? This isn't about the Viscount. Didn't you also say that time, my lady, that we are friends? As your friend, I have no intention of harming you or your family. Therefore, I am going to erase your memories. You don't have to be afraid. Saralyn, this is necessary for you. What are you talking about? So if I forget everything about you, I can just smile happily at my family? Is that what you mean by necessary? Is it better not to know? Should I just ignore the things I don't like? To turn a blind eye and forget it all? That's not what I meant. Then what do you mean? I'm afraid of forgetting all of these feelings, of bullying others without even realizing it and hurting them. I'm afraid I'll laugh, ignorant that what I'm doing is wrong, just like my father. If I forget you, I'll forget everything about Hiro too. I never want that to happen. Then what do you want? To keep being your friend? That's all I need. I will deal with the rest on my own. Are you sure about that? Of course. After all, I am Lady Saralyn of the Fabian family. So don't you dare try to erase my memories. I understand. After that, Esto bid Sarah farewell. The next morning, the group set off for the village of Spia, where Esto grew up. The road was so bumpy, even though they were traveling by carriage, it still shook a lot. Hey, we've come this far, but are we still a long way from the village? We still have to go much further. The village is quite isolated and deep in the forest. Commander, how long has it been since you've been back to your hometown? I just left the village at the beginning of this year. So, you left after your coming-of-age ceremony? The closer they got to the village, the more painful memories surfaced in his mind. Get lost, you monster. Don't you ever come near us again. You're a cursed child. Commander, did you feel a great sense of responsibility? So you left the village right after you came of age. Leaving the place where you grew up is a very difficult thing, even if it's to pursue a dream or something. That's not it. There's no such thing as responsibility involved. I left simply because I wanted to live. Muen knew that back home, Esto had parents and 2 older siblings. He's the youngest in the family, so they must be very happy to see him return. That's strange. Isn't Esto happy? Even though he's become a guild commander, he rarely talks about his family, and his expression turns sour whenever they're mentioned. But why is that? As the group was about to reach the village, they suddenly spotted a fire up ahead. Using his wings to fly, Parker went to investigate the situation. Although it was likely the fire was coming from Esto's village, Muen was very surprised to see that his expression showed no worry at all. He remained as calm as if nothing was happening. Soon, Parker returned to report on the situation. Actually, there was no fire in the village as everyone thought. It was just the villagers setting up a pyre and burning it for a ritual. But if I'm not mistaken, on the altar, it looked like there was a girl tied to a wooden post. You mean to say the villagers there tie people up and burn them? It seems so. The person tied up also appeared to still be alive. Hearing this, Esto immediately ran to the location at top speed. As he ran, he thought, it can't be. The people of Spio wouldn't dare go so far as to burn a living person at the stake. No matter how wicked they are, they wouldn't have the guts to commit such a heinous crime. If they were truly that evil, then the first person to be burned should have been him. After arriving, Esto discovered that the person tied to the post was Bella La, the most beautiful girl in the village. It's not like that. Please believe me. Do, Luis. How dare you call my husband's name, you witch? I'm not a witch. Please, someone save me. Bello La's passed. Bello La. Mom, Dad, play with you. We're busy. Don't bother your parents. Go play outside by yourself. But I want to be with you, Mom and Dad. You're Bello La, right? Want to play with us? You're so cute. Do you want to be my little sister? So this is what it feels like to be loved. Is this it? I'm so happy. I want to be loved. Love me even more. How dare you seduce my husband? It's not what you think, honey. That girl is a witch. She seduced me. Didn't all of you say you loved me back then? It's so hot. I don't want to die like this. Somebody, please save me. Just then, a black cat suddenly jumped onto the post in the middle of the altar. Seeing this, the crowd became even more convinced that Bello La was a witch. A black cat is a sign of the devil. She's definitely a witch. This black cat was Suki. Then, Esto also appeared, cutting the ropes that bound her, rescuing Bello La. The village chief recognized Esto and also saw the Innis Guild's emblem on him. Esto asked the villagers, what is all this about? That girl is a sinner. She has committed a grave transgression, angering the gods, and now she must pay the price for it. What did Blah do? That witch seduced a man and murdered him. Look at you. What have you become to come back here? Said Rosette, Esto's sister. The girl you just saved is a witch. She goes around seducing the men in the village and then eats their organs. We must burn her, the disgusting witch. Do you people have any proof? Who passed this judgment, and why must this be done? Protecting a sinner like that, you truly are a cursed child. If you were going to leave, you should have just disappeared without a trace, said Tyrios, Esto's brother. Blah has never murdered anyone. I just read her memories. He's using that strange power again? He could be lying. How can we believe him? Suddenly, someone in the crowd threw a rock at Esto's head. Get out of here. Go away, you monster. The village chief saw this and was terrified, because he knew Esto's status was now different from before. You fools, do you have any idea what you've just done? The sky suddenly unleashed a heavy downpour, and the cold rain soaking their clothes, but it was not as cold as the hearts of the people. He thought to himself, this place really hasn't changed at all. Then his eyes immediately turned blue. Everyone in the village simultaneously knelt before Esto. I can't move. You just cursed us, didn't you? You bastard, have you forgotten who raised you? That's enough. Do not disrespect the commander of the Ignis Guild. Realizing that Esto now worked for a major guild, everyone in the village began to panic over how they had treated him in the past. Since this weather isn't suitable for receiving guests outside, I will take the members of the Ignis Guild to my home. Everyone else go home. Esto, thank you for saving me. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't trying to save you. After this is over, I hope we never have to see each other again, because the people in this place just make me tired. Back then, I didn't know anything about you and believed the terrible things they said. But now I know it's not the truth. Let's go, Esto. Inside the village chief's house, he had invited Esto's entire family to have a meal to celebrate Esto becoming the commander of the Ignis Guild. I can't believe such a wonderful person was born in our village. It's been a while since you've seen your family, so make yourself at home. Our commander didn't come back because he missed you all, but rather to fulfill my request. I know you're the client, but don't interrupt when the adults are talking. Whether you're nobles or commoners, you old folks all talk the same, don't you? Are you a noble? I already told you I was the one who made the request. This will all be yours if you answer my question. I will give you all the money on this table. Oh my goodness, you should have told us you were a noble. Sir, I knew it. You exude such an elegant scent, as if you've bathed in honey. I had hoped for something special since this is where Esto grew up, but this place is truly disgusting. Sir, I don't know what information country folk like us could possibly provide for you. I was surprised because you people are more foolish and blind than I thought. If I didn't know you were the commander's family, I would have never guessed. Enough nonsense, let's get to the point. Are you really Commander Esto's family? Of course, Esto is our son after all. What I want to ask is Esto truly related to you by blood? If you dare to lie, there will be punishment. Sir, The boy is indeed my son. He looks just like his parents and his siblings. Why would you suspect? Unbelievable, right? Mubian asked the older brother if he witnessed Esto's birth, but he says he doesn't remember, claiming the children were too young back then. Terios was only 3 at the time and Rosette was just a year older than him, but I still remember everything I heard and saw back then. At just 1 year old, that's because you're special. Do you think everyone is like you? With no other choice, Mubian had to ask Esto directly, because he is the only one who can tell if someone is telling the truth or lying. Esto instinctively recalled the words his father once told him. Listen here, Esto. Reading other people's memories is a very bad thing. You're a monster who does all sorts of evil things, and you are never to read our minds again. If you do that, then you will no longer be a member of this family. Commander, you don't look so good. Are you all right? I'm fine. I was just thinking for a moment. Seeing the worried expressions on his parents' faces, Esto realized they were definitely hiding something. As requested by the client, please allow me to view your memories for confirmation, all right? Hearing this, the mother became terrified. She hastily said, You can't. We told you, Esto. It's doing things like that that makes you a monster. But before she could finish, Mubian furiously smashed the dining table. Enough of this monster nonsense. Can you all just shut your mouths? Already. If you want the client's reward, then you should cooperate. Who do you think you're threatening, you bastard? You've been a burden from the start. We had to live in shame and humiliation because of you. Why were we also stoned and cursed just because of you? I'm the one who put you in the attic so I wouldn't have to look at you. You know, that attic wasn't built for living, and in the winter, it's like a freezer where no one could possibly survive. That's enough. Terios, we didn't feed you for a whole month, yet you survived like a damn cockroach. I said that's enough, if you could survive. Even when pushed to the gates of hell, then what are you if not a monster? I hate you, you complete outcast, who pretends to be family just because you mimicked our mother's eye color. I've also hated you for a long time, Terios. Enraged, he raised his hand to hit Esto, but their father stepped in and took the blow. What are you doing? He is your brother, Terios. I'm not asking you two to get along, but you can't disown him. But you hate him too. You've always been scared of him. It's true, I'm very afraid of Esto, but I have never once hated him. If you didn't hate him, then why did you do it? Is this his memory? Many years ago, on a dark and gloomy night, the father was on his way home when he suddenly saw a bright light flash from within the forest. When he arrived at the spot, he discovered a deep crater, and inside the crater was a colorful, glowing bundle. The father assumed the object inside was gold. However, also in the crater was a wolf with an injured leg. The father hesitated. If he could get his hands on that gold, his family could have a much better life. Having made his decision, the father dealt with the injured wolf and took the bundle home. Later, the father told his wife what had happened, but it was only then they realized the item in the bundle wasn't gold, but a baby. The next morning, his wife insisted he return the baby to where he found it, but when the couple got there, many villagers were already gathered around the crater. Excuse me, what's happening here? You came all this way and you don't know? Over there, do you see? That's a priest from the holy temple. Is that so? What's a priest doing here? They say a dragon's treasure fell here. Dragons are divine creatures, and it's said that one has been in hiding for 100 years, so the holy temple must be in chaos right now. They say someone murdered the dragon's guardian and stole its treasure, and if the culprits are found, they will be executed. The royal family will probably handle it before the dragon can act, so those culprits are doomed either way. After realizing they had unintentionally committed an unforgivable sin, the couple was so terrified that they ultimately decided to adopt the baby and named him Esto. That was the entirety of the father's memory that you saw. Esto, I am truly sorry, please. Forgive me. I was blinded by greed back then, and I've never truly known what you are since. I couldn't let our whole family be executed for my sin, but that doesn't mean I ever blamed or hated you. As your father, I just wanted to protect everyone, because the more you revealed yourself to the world, the more danger everyone would be in. I decided to protect you too. I truly wanted to treat you as my own child, giving you a name and watching you grow up, but you're not normal. You only imitate people, human language, human emotions, even the very way humans develop. Your growth slowed while you lived in the attic, but no matter what, you still woke up and walked outside like normal. I was so scared. Please forgive me. I was wrong. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, everyone.